Y'all see me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's real easy to go cockeyed when you trying to look at these cameras and trying to look at look at y'all on stage at the same time. You know, eyes just going both of these ways. You try to stay focused. I've been seeing a lot of people responding to videos and they be, what I'm saying, eyes be caught like a pistol. You know what I'm saying? Because they be responding to the videos and trying to look at the same time. But I know that's not how they usually look. Okay. We don't got the people in. Gideon send out the notification. We over 100. We ready to do this. We ready on YouTube, Gideon? He ain't got to be the one to answer. Y'all can see too. We good? All right, cool. We finna jump right in this. We're gonna do a mic check for everybody on Clubhouse to make sure we good. Jeff, speak please.
Can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Is he good on Clubhouse, y'all? Kevin J.
Shabbat shalom. Can y'all hear me okay?
Y'all heard him okay on Clubhouse, Kevin J. Okay, we are good. And I think Jeff reads this week. Am I right, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
All right, we about to do this then. Okay, let's do it. All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Absolute Truth. This is the Bible study or show that focuses on the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth concerning the Word of God, while leaving out all personal opinions, speculations, and beliefs. I'm Brother Joshua, and today reading from me is one of my all-time favorite teachers. I consider him a big brother. This guy is also one of my absolute Bible Truth University graduates and an absolute Bible Truth Day One-ish member, meaning he's been here since the inception of this ministry. This is the one, the only truth-seeking Jeff, Brother Jeff. Go ahead, bro.
Peace, Brother Josh. And it's definitely an honor to be a brother and a student of yours for over a decade. Thanks once again for giving me the privilege to read. Peace to the elders, teachers, and students on Discord, YouTube, Blog Talk, wherever you're listening from, Clubhouse, and I'm ready to get this on.
Praise God, praise God. And of course, we appreciate you reading for us and any and all input that you may have. And judging on this one, you may have a word or two on this. And let me just throw out there for Jeff and also for Kevin J. When I say y'all can have input, you mean exactly that. Meaning if there's a scripture you like to add, any one of you, Kevin J or Jeff, you can add it. Now, of course, you might want to ask me if I planned on going to this in the lesson before you read it. And that's fine. But other than that, input means y'all can, if y'all have a scripture that come to mind, and I'm pretty sure y'all figured that because y'all have done it before. But I just wanted to throw that out there so people can know that that's what I mean by input. Not just commentary, but you can also add, some Bible if you see fit.
For sure, for sure. I stick to the script like Big Baby set forth. So I'm glad you told me that. So, yeah.
Praise God. And of course, joining us on the stage today is another Absolute Bible Truth University graduate. And when I talk about these graduates, that means they are certified to teach. You follow what I'm saying? That means they can jump on Discord and do their own lessons just like I do. But, they choose to help me help y'all. This guy has also been around for a long time. I consider him mine of recent discovered big bro because all this time I arrogantly thought I was older than him. You know what I mean? He let me believe it. He let me believe the deception.
Deception.
It was a lie of omission. I'm just playing with you. I just thought the brother, he got a young spirit. You follow what I'm saying? He got a young spirit. I'm up here thinking, I'm his big brother. He my big brother. And upon discovery, I humble myself because this is my big brother. I let everybody know. Just because I'm the head teacher does not mean I'm the head as far as, like biblical rank. In the Bible, elders always had the rank. And I always show respect to the guys, even though they study under me, they are still technically over me as being my elder. Now, of course, elder means they have to be in this word too, because I don't just submit to anybody. You follow what I'm saying? So I take it upon great pleasure to submit to these older brothers because they are my big brothers. And Kevin is the same. And this is the one, the only Kev J. Speak on it, Kev J.
Shabbat shalom. Thanks for revealing to everybody that I'm older. Thanks, Josh.
Mhm.
Anyway,
But young in spirit.
anyway, hey, I'm young in spirit. I'm young in spirit. That's what you got to be, man. But God bless you. Thank you for allowing me to help bring this word out. I just got off the other study with the good brother Stanley and brother James. We had a very good study there as well. So yeah, you definitely got people
Praise
in the
God.
word with you. And that's what we're here for, man, to help you get out this word. That's the main thing, man. So thank you for allowing me to take part, man. God bless you both. The voice of power, brother Jeff, you my favorite reader as well. Can't wait to hear from you as well, brother. Thank you so much.
Peace, bro.
Praise God. And of course, we got to show some recognition for the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world for all the work that he does to help the Sabbath class just go off smoothly. This is the one, the only 99-0 undefeated Ortega. Go ahead, Ortega.
I appreciate you for the intro, and I just want to say, dang, kind of forgot what I was gonna say, but just God bless y'all, and hope y'all enjoy the class.
Praise God. And once again, we appreciate your input and your help. And of course, it goes without saying, give a shout out to my guy, ex Dredion. He ain't even got the dreads no more, y'all. He already done gave up. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna go there. Y'all give a shout out to Gideon for always providing this platform for y'all to come on and study. Now, before we get up in today's class, if this is your first time coming out to study with us, we welcome you. We hope you continue to study with us in the future. But I got to lay down the ground rules as usual. This is our Sabbath study. This is a sermon. You know, just like you go to church and preacher on the pulpit preaching, this is the digital equivalent of that. What that means is use some common sense and some self-control. You don't go to church while the preacher is giving a sermon and just start shouting out random scripture during the service. Nobody does that. And yet every week I see somebody in the comment section asking, why are my comments being deleted? Why are my scriptures being deleted? Right? Because first of all, even if we was in person just having a Bible study, not even a sermon, we just sitting around in a circle. Why would you just throw out random scripture that is not pertaining to the topic? I mean, what kind of chaos is that? I often wonder what type of upbringing did y'all have where y'all just do random stuff? Some of the stuff y'all be doing be as random as a cutscene from Family Guy. Y'all seen that show before, Family Guy? You know, you got these random cut scenes that ain't got nothing to do with the plot. I'm trying to help the kids understand. Give me a W in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like y'all don't know what Family Guy is, right? Y'all know the cut scenes, like they got a main plot and they'll just say, this is remind me of the last time when I, and they just throw some random cut scene ain't got nothing to do with the plot. That's how y'all be, that's how y'all be in the chat. You know what I'm saying? They call them cutaways. Yeah. We be talking about one thing, y'all just do a cutaway scripture. Like, what does this have to do what we're even talking about? I will see if you even post something that's pertaining to what we're talking about, but y'all just post some random scripture. You follow what I'm saying? So even Paul said, let all things be done decently and in order, and stop trying to use the internet and religion to be rude and to lack etiquette. We are still people. We got to remember our manners. And then when you get kicked out the room or get muted, now you're in my DM. I don't know why I was muted. Yes, you do. You broke the rules. And I don't want anybody to miss out because this is some important stuff. So none of that random posty scripture stuff and then asking why it was deleted. Also, none of that back and forth with each other in the chat. If you're going back and forth with each other, that means you're not paying attention to the study. And if you're not paying attention to the study, why in the heck are you even up in here? You follow what I'm saying? Y'all, the way Discord, Gideon showed me how to do it. The way Discord is set up, you can have a private one-on-one conversation with somebody. Like audible. Now, I ain't talking about no texting back and forth in the DMs. You can be audible. Just do that. Well, please don't play these games. So let me go ahead and stop this and get all these. Here we go. Robo dials and stuff. So, with that being said, let's get to the lesson. The title of today's lesson is Self-sabotage mentality. That's right, you heard correctly. Today's class is titled Self-sabotage mentality. And as I told y'all, I decided to do this class for a couple of reasons. The first obvious reason is last week, if you were in attendance, you know we did a class titled The Need to Be Right Mentality, in which we showed that there's a mindset out in this world where people have the need to be right, which is a psychological disorder. It's a mental disorder. And we showed you that the need to be right is just simply somebody who, despite you showing them evidence, data, statistics, information, facts, they will still insist that they are right and you are wrong. And if you missed that, it's on YouTube, it's on Clubhouse, just hit the replay. And it was a very edifying class. And because I'm a psych major, I majored in psychology, and I also do counseling, both adult and child counseling, as well as marriage counseling. And also, because a lot of y'all have shown me since I've been teaching that y'all have matured to a level where y'all ready to hear this, I decided I want to go in my psychology bag because a lot of y'all need counseling. Not because you're crazy. Counsel just mean advice. That's all it means. You tell somebody they need a counselor or need counsel, first thing, oh, you think I'm crazy. No. Counsel just means advice, y'all. That's all it means. And we all go to other people for advice. The problem is we don't always get good advice. So I am a counselor. I'm not a shrink. I am a counselor. Am I a therapist? No, but some of my counseling can be therapeutic because therapy just means heal. That's all it means, like healing, right? So I decided it's time for me to go in my psychology bag because I see too many people out here that want to focus on how much scripture they want to show the world that they know, or they want to look smart or look important. And meanwhile, their minds are all messed up. And we showed that last week, and now I'm going to show y'all something today that we have a problem with, that we struggle with. And this is self-sabotage. And the title is very self-explanatory, but we're going to look it up anyway because it, again, is a psychological issue. We do things both consciously and unconsciously that sabotage ourselves. The problem is, more often than not, we are conscious of the things we do that will sabotage us, that'll get a bad outcome. We know these things and we do them anyway. Even more crazy is that we sabotage ourselves and we blame other people or we blame God or whatever. Then when somebody like myself comes along and starts pointing out that you're the problem, you're doing this to you, people get mad at me. But the whole situation is if you understand that you are sabotaging yourself, then that means you can fix yourself. Because too many of us either don't think anything is wrong with ourselves, or we do think something is wrong with ourselves, but we want somebody else to fix us. We want somebody to come in and rescue us from ourselves. Doesn't work like that. Like I said, I'm a counselor. I guide people. That does not mean I'm going to fireman carry you over the line. I'm not toting anybody over the line. I will tell you where the line is. If you're down, I will grab you by the hand and help you up, and we will both walk over the line together. But I'm not going to tow you over the line. I will also not sit there while you sit down pouting and whining and looking for excuses not to stop sabotaging yourself and just expect me to be patient. No, I'm going to walk away and I'm going to leave you to your own devices. So we need to understand right now that we sabotage ourselves. We are our own worst enemy. We destroy ourselves and then we go to others to fix us. I told y'all before, and I'm going to tell y'all today, 90% of the problems we have today, where we are today, that we don't like, that was caused by ourselves. 90% of that. If you walking through this life miserable, unless you were born with some type of handicap, I give people like that a pass. You born with some kind of handicap, some kind of deformity, and you walking around miserable. Yes, you're still supposed to try to, pick yourself up and be positive. But I give those people a pass. But you got able-bodied people in sound mind who walking around here miserable. And they're lashing out at other people when they sabotage themselves. And we all knew that what these choices would lead to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a link online. Let me pull this up so I can send this to my guy Ortega, and y'all going to read along. And y'all are going to see that this self-sabotaging thing is a real thing. And a lot of us are in our own way. So let me go ahead and message. There we go. Ortega here. There you go. I just sent it to you. Because I keep telling y'all, I want y'all to win. I always say that, don't I, Jeff? Kevin, Ortega? Don't I always say I want y'all to win?
For
Yes,
sure.
I always
sir.
say that, right? The problem is, I can't want you to win more than you want yourself to win. I can't want it more than you. You got to want it too. And people sabotage themselves and they blame you. They blame you. Well, you gave me bad advice. How would you know? You didn't even follow it. How do you know if advice is bad if you don't even follow it? Now, of course, there's common sense though, but I mean, like, how would you even know if something complex that you ain't ever tried is bad advice if you never tried it? You follow what I'm saying? So right now, let me pull this up on my end. We are at verywellmind.com. The title of this article is under the category of self-improvement, ironically. And it says self-sabotaging. Why does it happen? Right? So we're gonna learn some stuff today. So scroll down, please, Ortega. Right there. That's good. Look what it says. Self-sabotaging behavior refers to intentional action or inaction that undermines people's progress and prevents them from accomplishing their goals. And look what it said here. It says self-sabotaging refers to intentional action, meaning you're deliberately doing this. But it also can be inaction. It can be the lack of action. Like you should have did something and you didn't do it. You deliberately chose not to. And what does it do? That undermines people's progress and prevents them from accomplishing their goals. Now, a lot of us don't think that deep about this. They say, well, never done this to myself. Yes, you have. We've all done it. Because we know what we're doing. Most of us know we're adults. Most of us know what we're doing and we know what the outcome is. Remember last week I told you I had a child out of wedlock, right? I knew what happens when you have unprotected sex. I know that I was not married. I was engaged, but I was not married, right? I knew this. I also knew that having a child at that young of age without having established myself financially was going to be a struggle for me. I knew all of this. I was not hypnotized into having sex. I was not brainwashed. I was not forced. I did that myself. I'm using myself as an example because sometimes people get triggered when I speak in general and they jump in my DM and they think I'm talking about them. I don't even know your life or your situation. But if I did trigger you, good, because that means it pertains to you and you need to change it. And this is what we do. We sabotage ourselves. We create our own struggles on purpose. Yes, you on purpose. I don't want to hear any crap about I got pregnant by accident. Unless your birth control failed or a condom burst, that's not an accident. We all know as adults that sex leads to babies. We know this. We've been knowing this since we were teenagers. Some of us since we were in elementary school. We know this. So you deliberately have sex. You deliberately don't have any kind of birth control. And then you become a single parent. Because more often than not, babies born out of wedlock do not lead to a marriage. It does not even lead to the two people staying together. You become a single mom or a single father. And unfortunately, most are going to be single mothers because y'all know the mother tends to be the one that get custody in most cases. Y'all know that. So then somebody like me comes along and say, well, why did you have a baby for marriage, knowing that if the relationship wasn't going to last, that's an automatic struggle. We can all agree that it's harder to raise a child as a single parent than it is with two functioning parents. That's common sense. You got help. Everybody knows that. We all know that. Yet we deliberately do stuff that sabotage ourselves. Now, am I saying that having a baby is out of wedlock is self-sabotage in and of itself? No. But what I am telling you is that we all know that if you do that, you are sabotaging your chances at a better future. Do everybody in the chat understand that so far? How we can do something and it's sabotaging ourselves in that particular scenario. Give me a W in the chat if y'all understand that. We know this stuff. This is not deep. It's not all that big a deal. We know this. And we do it anyway. And then when somebody like me corner you and be like, well, didn't you know that this would happen? Well, yeah. Well, why'd you do it? You knew this was going to be a disadvantage to you. You knew this, right? Yeah. Why'd you do it? Right? I just want y'all to understand this. But we're going to continue reading this because I like to use that as the best example because that's one I know we all can relate to. Right? But look what else it says. It says self-sabotage occurs when people hinder their own success. When you hinder your own success, meaning you got goals, right? You got things you want to accomplish. And you do something that you know is going to hinder that goal. Again, children out of wedlock. That hinders goals. It does. I don't regret my son. I love my son, but I got to be honest with y'all. If I would have did a little different, I would have been out better off than I am today. I would have been further along in life. But we create our own problems. We create our own struggles. And then we want to sit around mad at the world like the world did it to us. We hinder our own success. But I'm going to show y'all other stuff that we do, right? Look what else it says. While it seems surprising, some people undermine their own good intentions and long-term goals. When people take these destructive steps, listen to these words they're using. When people take these destructive steps, their harmful behavior can negatively impact nearly every part of their lives, including their relationships and career. So when you are a self-sabotager, right, it's destructive, and it says it's harmful behavior, and it can negatively impact nearly every part of your life, including your relationships and career. So when you meet somebody who is self-sabotaging and you get involved with them, like as a friendship or a marriage, they're destroying themselves And if you are involved with them intimately like that, they'll take you with them. But these people also ruin relationships and career goals. Why do you have children but no husband, children but no wife? You keep racking up children but no marriages. Nobody's raping you. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. Who's doing this? Because every time something like this happens, that's self-sabotaging. You're hurting yourself. Why can't you hit your career goals? Why can't you get the career you want? Because you keep doing things that sabotage you from achieving your career goals. And you know it's you. But what this world does is they want to coddle you. They help you to self-destruct. Brother Josh ain't gonna do that for y'all because I want y'all to win. The world doesn't care about you. Your family may care about you, but the world doesn't care about you because the moment you enter into this world as an adult, all you are is competition to everybody else. And who the heck wants to help their competition? When you get out into this world and you start competing in this world for jobs and careers, nobody cares about you like that because you are the competition. So if they see you sabotaging yourself, it's all the better. So somebody like me comes on the scene and I start telling y'all, look, this is your fault. You're doing this to yourself. Not you did this to yourself. Brother Josh don't care about your past. Just want to let y'all know that right now. I care about what you're doing right now. So when I talk to people in the present. That's what I do. I don't care what you did up to this point. If I'm saying something that makes you feel bad and you did it in your past, I am genuinely sorry, but that's not what I'm focusing on. Because I'm talking about the here and now. What are you going to do now? But your choices, your past choices, did lead to where you are now. And we got to own that. We can't be bitter at nobody but ourselves. But look what else it says. This article discusses why people engage in self-sabotaging behaviors and provides some examples of self-sabotage. It also explores steps you can take to stop undermining your own success. Now, we're not going to read all of that, but we're going to read it up, then we're going to get into some scripture. Because again, I'm in my psychology bag, but y'all know this is a Bible study first. But this is the type of things that I do. These type of things that I do when I'm counseling people. I mix psychology with the Bible. When I do counseling sessions, I'm telling y'all from a psychological perspective because I want your mind to be right. The Bible has a lot to say about a sound mind. It's very important. But scroll down a little bit, please, champ. Look what it says. What causes self-sabotaging behavior? It's a pretty good question. Let's see. People thwart their progress for a variety of reasons. They may consciously or unconsciously commit acts of self-sabotage. So you can do it on a conscious level or on an unconscious level. Some of us are sabotaging ourselves, in other words, and don't even realize it. It's become second nature. Somebody needs to pull you to the side and say, you know, you're hurting yourself when you do that, right? But look what else it says. The causes range from childhood issues to prior relationship effects. Now, this is where it's going to sting a little bit for some of us on a personal level. It says self-sabotaging behavior can range from childhood issues to prior relationship effects. Let's deal with that first one, childhood issues. A lot of us are still dealing with traumatic events that occurred when we were children. And it's still affecting us today to the point where we're sabotaging ourselves. That's why I always tell people, if you have gone through any kind of trauma in your life and the trauma itself is over, get some therapy. You got so many people functioning with trauma, and they wonder why can't I find that wife that I want? Why can't I find that husband that I want? Why can't I get that job that I want? How come I can't hold on to a friend for longer than a few months before they don't want to hang around me anymore? Because you got childhood trauma that you never worked out, and it's causing you to have self-sabotaging behavior. Preachers don't talk about stuff like this. But this is in the Bible, though. So I like to show it to y'all in psychology, then I'm going to show it to y'all in the Bible. But preachers don't talk about this. If you had any issues as a child, if you were touched inappropriately, or you were assaulted sexually as a child, and you never got any kind of counseling and therapy after that, I don't care if the person who did you wrong was brought to justice or not. If you never got any kind of counseling after suffering such a traumatic event as a child, you are a self-sabotager. If you went through any of that, you need to get therapy. If you know somebody who went through that, you need to get them therapy. Because they're going to develop self-sabotaging behavior later in life. Oh yeah, we going there, y'all. I told y'all, man, I tell y'all like it is. I don't pull any punches. This is especially true with women because women are susceptible to, molestation and stuff like that than men are as children. It happens to boys and stuff too, but it happens more to you little girls. Right now, it's probably somebody in this audience right now, a female, walking around with that trauma and they never got it resolved. They were touched, they didn't even tell nobody. And they grew up and they went out into the world and they never worked it out, and they wonder why they can't get ahead because they're sabotaging themselves, and it's due to them not working this stuff out. But the other one, it says prior relationship effects. This is referring to people who are in relationships, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a marriage, and they got abused or hurt in a prior relationship. And then when they get a new, better relationship, nothing's wrong with the new guy, nothing's wrong with the new woman, they sabotage the relationship themselves because they're still feeling the effects from the previous relationship. And they bring all that drama into the new relationship and they destroy it themselves. Here's a sad reality, brothers and sisters. I'm talking to mostly the adults now. If you were in a bad relationship and you got a new one, and the guy or the girl was decent and trustworthy and it didn't work out, you're probably the one that sabotaged it. Because you were still thinking of that old relationship. That's what we do. That's why if you're in a long relationship, I said this last week, if you were in a long relationship and you break up, get some therapy. How many of y'all in the chat and on Clubhouse and on the stage, how many of y'all know people that get into long relationships and when they break up or it doesn't work, within a month, they're dating somebody else? How many of y'all ever seen that?
All the time.
Yep. Clubhouse, if anybody on stage, y'all can answer that off the mic. Y'all ever seen that?
Yeah.
See, that's self-sabotage. Because you didn't even get a chance to process the trauma from the previous relationship and work out why it didn't work. You just jump to another. But most of us know this stuff, and we do it anyway. Well, look what else it says. It says other reasons for this type of destructive, there's that word again. Other reasons for this type of destructive behavior vary from low self-esteem and coping problems to problems with cognitive dissonance, which will be explained. One, cognitive dissonance is like you just can't deal with reality. And the need to be right is a form of cognitive dissonance. So the need to be right, y'all, is also self-sabotaging behavior. Remember last week when we were reading about how if you refuse to be corrected, you're destroying yourself? Remember that? That's self-sabotage behavior. You see how all this stuff is lining up with each other? Look what else it says. It said behavior from low self-esteem. That can cause you to sabotage yourself. You got low self-esteem, so you settle for stuff that's destroying you. That's why I try to tell y'all to do stuff to raise your self-esteem. Y'all women, y'all be in my DM, y'all be laughing, but y'all be giving me hell. You talking about people need to lose weight and stuff. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what no woman says. If a woman was overweight and she lose a lot of weight and looks better, that will raise the hell out of her self-esteem. Tell me I'm wrong, ladies. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's just keep it above. Let's not even play games. Y'all know good and well that every time a celebrity loses weight, if it's a woman, they make a real big deal out of it. It raises your self-esteem. Just like I tell the brothers, get in the gym. Get your body right. That type of stuff raises your self-esteem. And the higher your self-esteem is, the less likely you are to self-sabotage. It's the reason behind everything I tell y'all to do. It's to help you. Don't just be, hey man, just get in that gym so your body can look right, so the ladies can want you. No, telling you to do it because health reasons, and also it'll raise your self-esteem. That's why I say the stuff that I say. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I want you to win. And you can't win if you got low self-esteem. That means you don't even believe in yourself. And I try to get y'all to believe in yourselves. So when I say stuff like, yo, if you overweight, ladies, you fat, lose weight, more men will be attracted to you. This is a scientific fact. Men are more attracted to slimmer, low-weight women. Just like women are more attracted, not in every single scenario, but just mostly, women are more attracted to guys with at least an athletic build. Tell me I'm lying. Y'all don't been to the beach before. Y'all don't seen brothers take their shirts off. Don't tell me, sisters, that every single one of these guys that took their shirt off, you like, yeah. Some of you like, almost threw up in your mouth. I'm telling y'all the truth. It's time for us to start saying out loud what we've all been thinking. Because we all been thinking it. Y'all just can't believe that I got the testicular fortitude to say it. You don't ever supposed to say stuff like that out loud. I don't care about the PC era. Brother Josh ain't ever been PC. I don't have 3-4 channels, YouTube channels deleted for just telling it like it is. You got people on social media cursing up a storm, saying all kind of disrespectful stuff. I ain't ever did anything like that. Well, I'm getting counseled. I don't call nobody by name unless they call my name first. I just tell the truth and I don't hold back. Why am I getting counseled quicker and more than people who are being blatantly disrespectful and cursing up a storm? Because I tell it like it is. You want to raise your self-esteem, you got to do something to esteem self. That makes sense? I like to break the word down. If you want to raise your self-esteem, you got to do something to esteem self, not in an arrogant way. So, ladies, don't take it the wrong way if I tell y'all you're overweight and you need to lose weight. That's for your benefit. Brothers, don't take it the wrong way if you walking around with a fat pack instead of a six-pack. You got a beer keg instead of a six-pack. Get in that gym. I told my own son. Y'all think I just be, oh, he mean to us, but I bet they don't talk like, I told my own son, you fat. We got to go on the diet. I put him on the diet and I put him in the gym. Johnny will tell you that. I don't play games. I want you to win. You know I want my own son to win. Stop sabotaging yourself. And it also said, and coping problems to problem with cognitive dissonance. We dealt with that, which will be explained below. Look what else it says. Self-sabotage often serves as a coping mechanism that people use to deal with stressful situations and past traumas. So it's a coping mechanism, but it's a bad one. One example of this, you coping with something means something traumatic happened, like a death in the family. So, you start drinking, your grandmother or your mother or your father, God forbid, passes away, and you don't know how to cope with that. So you come up with a coping mechanism that's self-sabotaging. You may drop out of school. You may start doing drugs. You may become an alcoholic. You may develop an eating disorder because it's a coping mechanism. But you're still sabotaging yourself. Look what else it says. Unfortunately, it typically makes problems worse and limits a person's ability to successfully move forward in a healthy way. And this is what happens. This is what happens, y'all. And then I come along and I'm telling you, look, you're sabotaging yourself. This is not gonna, you're not gonna succeed doing it this way. And the sad thing is, I'm right. That's when that need to be right kicks in. See, all this stuff is mental. We got to get our minds right. That's why I became a counselor. That's why I majored in psychology, because everything starts up here and ends up here. If your mind is not right, nothing else is going to go right. Nothing. And y'all think just because you're not wearing a straight jacket and talking to yourself that you're in the right state of mind, that you're in a sound mind. Wrong. We are self-sabotaging ourselves. Don't even realize it. So the purpose of this study today is to show you what it does and how to stop it. Stop making up excuses. Just admit that you are your own worst enemy. Stop blaming everybody else. You are a product of your own choices. 90% of it is you. The other 10% is just circumstance and coincidence. But 90% of it is all you. And a lot of people don't want to own that because it would crush their ego. It would destroy what little self-esteem they have left. But it's not even really self-esteem. We don't want to own it. And you can always tell who the people are who got that self-sabotaging behavior, because the moment you start talking about solutions, they start talking about excuses. You need to lose weight, sister. I've always had a fat people just in my family. I got a thyroid problem. All of this stuff, right? We start making all these excuses. This is the truth. Hey, brother, man, maybe you need to stop picking women just based on their looks alone. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, it just ain't no good women out here. All these women gold diggers. All they want is your money. No, bruh. You picking them. You're the one going on social media spreading out $100 bills. Who's that for? Ain't no man finna come knocking on your door unless they finna run your pockets if you flash your money. So who was that for? That's for you to attract a woman. And then you attract a woman that's all about money. That's what you put out. That's what you lured her in with. And then you're going to be like, see, man, these women ain't no good. They all gold diggers. No. You're advertising for gold diggers, and that's what you got. And then she used you, and she broke your heart, but you did that to yourself. Look what else it says. Conscious and unconscious self-sabotaging. People who self-sabotage might be aware of their actions. For example, someone who's overweight and on a diet might consciously sabotage their good efforts by eating a whole carton of ice cream. This is about people on diets. You laid out a diet for yourself, And you know that if you go off that diet, that'll make you gain your weight back. But you do it anyway. You do it anyway. Whose fault is that? Who do you blame for that? You see what I'm saying? Who do you blame for that? I'm just saying, y'all see, this psychology, y'all. This is psychology. See, psychology makes you deal with reality. That's why a lot of people don't like psychologists. That's why a lot of people say, I don't believe in therapy. Y'all know the reason why a lot of people don't believe in therapy and psychologists? Because they can't stand them. Because you go to a good therapist or a good psychologist, they're going to tell you the truth. They're going to say, you know, you're the reason why all of this is happening. And we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear it. I do counseling. Some of y'all don't took some of my counseling sessions. They'll tell you Josh is the same way in counseling session. He don't hold back. He's not impolite. He's not rude. But he tells us directly what the problem is. They'll tell you. Me and Gideon, we have our sessions, or we just talking about the Bible. Gideon tell you, Josh tells it just like it is. Even to him. Y'all need to know. I want you to win. I mean, that's what I want. That's why I'm here, to help you win. So how I'm gonna help you win if you're sabotaging yourself? Gideon just talked about getting a personal trainer. You know the first thing that personal trainer gonna do? He gonna put Gideon on a diet. Because with any personal, if you ever had a personal trainer, first thing they gonna do before you set foot in a gym, if he's a good one, first thing he's gonna do, he's gonna ask you about your current diet and he's gonna put you on a diet. Now, how can that personal trainer help Gideon reach his fitness goals if behind the personal trainer's back, Gideon's still eating all the junk food? There will be him sabotaging himself from reaching his successful weight. Well, look what else it says. Or they might unconsciously act. A person misses a work deadline. On the surface, it seems like he was running late. But the truth is, he's afraid of failure. He self-sabotages by missing the due date. Thus, it thwarts his goal to move up in the company. So, on an unconscious level, we sabotage ourselves because we fear failure. And you think, oh man, I'm just using Gideon as an example. Oh, Gideon overslept. That's why he didn't get a chance to do that stream that he was planning to do. It was a new concept that he wanted to try. But he overslept and he missed it. When in all actuality, he did oversleep. His alarm went off and he just snoozed it because on an unconscious level, he was afraid that if he did this stream with this new material, people weren't going to like it. So what he did is he sabotaged himself because he was afraid of failure. See, we do stuff like this all the time on an unconscious level. That means you're not even realizing you're doing it, but unconsciously you are. That means on a subconscious level, you're doing it. It's still you, just on a conscious level, you don't understand. You don't realize it. Here's another one. Difficult childhood. Growing up in a dysfunctional family can contribute to your acts of self-sabotage. Before I even finish reading this one, give me a W in the chat. You don't have to. If it's personal, you ain't got to go there. Anybody on the stage, anybody on Clubhouse, tell me yes or no if you grew up in what you would describe as a dysfunctional family.
Yes. Yes, most definitely.
Look at all these W's. Look at all these W's I'm getting. And I'm not judging nobody. I definitely didn't come from no perfect family. You know what I'm saying? Furthest thing from it. But notice it tells you that this is one of the reasons why people self-sabotage. See, we knew, come on, y'all, we knew that, if you had a bad childhood, that can affect you as an adult. That's just common sense. That everybody knows that. But be honest. Did you know that it could cause you to sabotage yourself? Like deliberately. Did you know that? Give me a W in the chat or let me know on the stage if you knew that. Because we know it can hinder you, but did you know before this class that it can make you sabotage yourself? Like you deliberately hurt yourself.
No, I didn't
So you
know
want to
that.
think of it like that.
I didn't either.
That's what it does. See, we know it affects us, we know that, if a little girl was touched and she grow up, that can mess with her psychologically, right? But nobody ever told you this will make this girl sabotage herself. For instance, she ends up a prostitute or she ends up in the strip club. I guarantee you over 90% of women who are strippers got some kind of sob story about a sexually traumatic event. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Your daughter has a pimp right now because you were a bad father or mother. Guarantee it. I'm telling y'all the truth. She made that decision to destroy herself. Y'all think, do y'all honestly think these prostitutes walking around out here don't know that they're damaging themselves? Y'all think they don't know it? They don't see it? They don't ever feel degraded? This is the truth. Look at all these W's I got in the chat. That means that over 90% of y'all on a conscious or unconscious level is doing some kind of self-sabotaging. It might not be the worst kind, but it's self-sabotaging. The numbers demand that that's the case. Preachers don't talk about stuff like this, not the average one. But then again, I'm not the average preacher. I'm telling y'all stuff they don't want to tell you. They got you too busy falling out on pews and running around the church talking about you got the Holy Ghost. They want to give you a concert instead of a real sermon. That stuff ain't really helping anybody. Ain't no preacher gonna stand on the pulpit and tell women stop having babies before you get married. Ain't no preacher gonna tell no guy stop having sex with women and impregnating them before getting married. He's not gonna say that because they're gonna walk out. He cares about that money. I don't care if y'all ever donate to me again. Brother Josh gonna keep telling like it is. Because I want y'all to win. That's why these preachers don't talk about stuff like this. And we ain't even got into the scriptures yet, and I got plenty of scripture. I got plenty of scripture. But look what it says. Without a secure attachment style, you might have an ambivalent or avoidant attachment style. Our earliest engagements with caregivers affect how we connect to others. So just to make it real clear for you, if he got mommy issues, or if she got daddy issues, they're not going to connect with you good. They have to get therapy to work through that. And mommy issues just simply mean you feel like you had a bad mother and you didn't get along with your mother. Same thing with daddy issues. You had a bad father or you didn't get along with her. And you got a lot of women walking around with mommy issues, thirsty to get into a relationship and ain't got no kind of therapy. How you gonna connect with me when you come from a childhood where you were never really taught to connect with somebody? Ooh, I know that stung a lot of people. Heck, it even stung me. Dang, Josh. I don't know what I be doing in classes sometimes and I say stuff, I be saying, dang, Josh, to myself. That's bad right there, ain't it, Jeff? When you do a class, you say, dang, that hurt me. But it's the truth.
I love it.
But it's the truth. It is the truth. But not in that example, because, I got a good relationship with my mother. I always have. I never knew my real father. So to make sure I did not have that same problem, I made sure if I ever had a son, he would know who his father is. Because we got to break cycles. We're gonna deal with a class like that in the future too. Breaking cycles. We talk about generational curses, and yes, sisters and brothers, they are real. But we call the curses upon ourselves. That's the part don't nobody want to talk about. We are in such denial, we are in so much denial about us sabotaging ourselves that we will make our problems supernatural. So God just don't like you then. That's what you're telling me. No, I ain't saying God, it's the devil. God is not protecting you from the devil. He's letting the devil do it to you. That means he don't like you. So if you want to talk about generational curses, I want to talk about why you think God don't like you. Because he's the one, if you get a supernatural curse on you, if it's caused by the devil, that means God didn't protect you from it. Just like when the devil wanted to touch Job, he said, I can't because you got a hedge about around him. You can't get at him. So if you're suffering from generational curses, that means God ain't got that hedge around you and he letting the devil get at you. I want to know why God don't want to protect you. He just don't like you? See, that's the type of stuff I be talking about. You got to stop sabotaging yourself. Look what else it says. It says, if your parents told you growing up that you'll never amount to much, maybe you handicap yourself so that you do fall short. So if you grew up in a household where your parents were always attacking your self-esteem, telling you you're not nothing and you're never gonna be nothing. That remind me of that scene from Boys in the Hood. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Jeff, Kevin, when Ice Cube was little, Doughboy, and he was sitting around, you ain't nothing.
Yep,
You
I
ain't gonna
remember
ever
that.
be nothing.
For
Your
sure.
daddy wasn't nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing. And what did he grow up to be? Nothing. Just a gangster selling drugs. That's exactly what happened. So what happens is our parents tell us that as children, the bad parents, of course, and we grow up believing that, and we sabotage ourselves. This is some serious stuff, ain't it, y'all? Jeff, this some serious business, ain't that we dealing with?
Most definitely.
This some real stuff. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all showed me. Y'all were ready for it. I said, okay, it's time for me to really turn it up on these youngsters and the regular people. Because y'all need to hear this stuff. Some of us are sabotaging ourselves right now, sabotaging our marriages, sabotaging our future marriages, sabotaging friendships, sabotaging jobs. I got fired again today. Why? Well, my supervisor said something to me and I went off. That's what you always do. Look what else it says. Difficulty in relationships. If your ex constantly put you down, you might still feel vulnerable. Maybe they said they were wasting time trying to move forward with someone like you. Now you're in a great relationship, but you cheat on your partner. What? Did you see that, Jeff? Captain J? Gideon? It
Wow.
didn't say your partner cheated on you. It did not say that. It did not say that. It said now you're in a great relationship, but you cheat on your partner. So that's what I was telling y'all earlier. You move on to a better relationship, but you cheat. You weren't even a cheater. You never even cheated on anybody. But then somebody does it to you, and you get into a better relationship with a better man or a better woman, and you cheat on them. Look what else it says. Or break up for no reason. Sisters do this a lot. They just
Mm.
up and just break up. Women are whimsical. You can be with a woman for 5 years and she'll just wake up one morning. I don't want no more. No reason. You ain't do nothing bad. They'll even tell you, baby, what did I do? Nothing. Nothing. I just need to find myself. Give you some weird excuse.
Yeah. And Josh, real quick, to
Mhm.
really double the problem, if you have a person that self-sabotages and then they get into a relationship with another person that self-sabotages and they have
Mm.
children, it's like an assembly line making broken, self-sabotage people, which is a big issue in today's society.
That's right. You see that? Heard what Jeff just said? So now we got two self-sabotaging people making babies, breaking up for no reason. Guys be married for years with children and just wake up one day and just tell their wife, I think I'm gay. Y'all don't heard about it and just leave. Just destroy their whole family. Look what it says. You don't feel good enough or you fear getting hurt again. See, we do this to ourselves. Then your mom and your daddy come along, hey, what was wrong with old Susie? You know, she was nice. What you break up with her for, Josh? You know, I don't know. What did she do? You told me she could cook. You told me she was nice. She respected you. Well, I don't know, Mom. Why would you break that up? Is it hitting home on a lot of y'all? Am I getting too personal?
Mm.
I hope I am. I hope the answer to that is yes. You follow what I'm saying? This is what we do. No, nobody wants to talk about this though. And then when I talk about stuff like this, the stuff we need to fix, you got somebody coming here. Why don't Josh believe in the Trinity? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You want to talk about the freaking Trinity? And my people are sabotaging themselves and failing, both in the sight of the world and in the sight of God. And you want to talk about the freaking Trinity? You think a lot of people who sabotaging themselves don't believe in the Trinity? There's a lot of people believe in the Trinity that's sabotaging themselves. How's that going to help? We always want to talk about stuff that ain't helping us. I want y'all to be able to function. That's what I want y'all to be able to do. A lot of y'all can't function. Look what else it says. Now you're in a great relationship. Okay, I already read that. Based on one study on self-sabotage, 15 psychologists specializing in romantic relationships in Australia. So these were specialists, 15 of them. And they specialize in romantic relationships. It says identify the main issues for the prevalence of self-sabotage in romantic relationships. In other words, these are the reasons, and then we're going to go to the scripture after this. These are the reasons why people sabotage their own relationships. Look what it says. Insecure attachment styles, low self-esteem, fear of getting hurt, fear of commitment, unhealthy relationship beliefs, coping problems when it comes to matters of the heart. These are the main reasons people sabotage their relationships. Not the reason why the relationship don't work, but why you make it not work. You have insecure attachment styles. You have low self-esteem. You fear getting hurt. You have fear of commitment. Your self-esteem is low as a woman. I can't believe, he'd be interested in me. I mean, look at me. I'm 250 pounds. Why would he be interested in me? Why would he be if you're thinking like that? How do you raise that self-esteem? Easy. You lose the weight. So you won't be walking around with low self-esteem. A lot of y'all got low self-esteem and don't even realize it. And you try to hide behind this mask. Like you're so proud and confident and your self-esteem real low. How can I tell? Because you a beautiful woman and you ain't got a man. You're a beautiful woman and you ain't got a man. Why you ain't got no man? Something's going on. I love when people say stuff like, I'm happily single. No, you're not. Don't come to me with that happily single mess. Every time I hear somebody say that, it comes from is a self-sabotager. So what do? You get your self-esteem up. You get therapy and all these other areas. That's what you do. That's what you do. So now that we got all that, right? I gave y'all an hour of psychology. You're welcome. You feel me? Now let's get into some scripture. Because I want y'all to understand, man, this stuff is serious. We're going to go to Proverbs 19:3. We've read this before, but I think this is a good one to start off with before we dive into this. We're going to go to Proverbs 19:3, and we're going to read this in other translations, just so y'all can see. Because I want y'all to understand, man, that's what we got. We don't want to hear that, though. Don't nobody want to hear, man, that's your fault. You did that. We don't want to hear that. You got insecurities from past relationships, and you want to bring it into the relationship we're in. Then you sabotage the relationship, and it's my fault. Men and women do that crap. That's why you need therapy, so you can work through these issues. This is Proverbs 19:3. When you get there, Jeff, read, please.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 3. The foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against the Lord.
So it said the foolishness of man perverteth his way, meaning the foolish stuff that man does perverts or twists his own way. That means his path, his choices, right? Then it says, and his heart fretteth against the Lord. In other words, he looks to the Lord as if the Lord had something to do with it, when it was his own foolishness. But let me show you how this reads in the other translations to prove to y'all that this is what this is saying. This is Proverbs 19:3 in the ERV. That's the easy to read version. Proverbs 19:3 in the ERV, easy to read version. Look what it says. People ruin their lives with the foolish things they do, and then they blame the Lord for it. Jeff, if I ruin my life with the foolish things that I do, wouldn't that be self-sabotage?
That's what it sounds like to me based on the definition.
Is that the definition of self-sabotage, y'all? Y'all tell me in the chat, YouTube, Clubhouse, come off your mic. If I ruin my life with the foolish things I do, did I not sabotage myself? That's 100%. The Bible talks about self-sabotage. That's right, Auntie. It talks about self-sabotage. But the crazy thing about this is that then they turn around and blame the Lord. That's what we do. We do stupid stuff and we blame, oh, it's generational. What? So you got nothing to do with any of the choices you made. None at all. Just the Lord just don't like you, don't like your family. There's a curse on your whole family. Come on, y'all. This is your Bible telling you this. And then we blame the Lord. The Lord doing this to me. You ain't Job. I hate people. I call this the Job syndrome. The narrative lets you know that Job didn't do anything. We know Job didn't do anything. We know that. The Bible tells us that. I'm looking at you, though. You ain't Job. You made these decisions. What are like blaming the Lord because I had a child out of wedlock? Well, blame the Lord for that? That was something stupid I did. See, we got to start taking some accountability for our self-sabotaging. We got to do that. Let me try to read in another translation. Oh, it's getting hot. It's been hot, but we've been really heated up now. This is the News Bible. Proverbs 19:3, GNB. Look what it says. Some people ruin themselves by their own stupid actions and then blame the Lord. So we ruin ourselves by our own stupid actions. What does that sound like to you, Jeff? Come off the mic, Jeff. You muted. What does it sound like to you?
Self-sabotage.
Kevin J.
I
What does
had
it
to
sound
step
like to you?
back for a second. Self-sabotage.
What you say, Gideon? And lack of accountability. So we got some of that cognitive dissonance in there. That's self-sabotage. And we blame the Lord. Oh, Lord, why am I going through this? I bet sometimes God just be on the throne like, really? Really? You don't see what you're doing. You don't see that you created your entire situation. You don't see that. See, this is why they don't like Brother Josh. Because I tell the truth, and a lot of people can't stand the truth. It hurts. A lot of people don't really want to hear from a preacher of all people, your life jacked up because you jacked it up. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, oh, the Lord got a blessing went on you. Just stay patient. Just stay prayed up. Ain't no preacher telling you, yeah, stay patient, stay prayed up. But you got to stop doing stupid ish. See, that's what I tell y'all. You got to stop doing stupid stuff. They don't want to hear that. But that's how you win. You know what you got to do. Stop hurting yourself. And we ain't talking about no physical hurt. We talking about just choices you make. You know what's going to happen if you make this choice. You know that if you become a single parent, especially a woman, because it's harder for women. That's why I be talking to the women the most, because y'all at the most disadvantage. Y'all are born number two. So you're going to be born number two, and then you're going to sabotage. We are addicted to struggle, especially black people. I can say that I'm black. I'm telling y'all the truth. We've become so accustomed to struggle that we crave it. We desire it. This is a fact. We know this stuff is going to sabotage us and make stuff harder. Your daughter knows if I get a baby right now by some loser, what am I going to do? This is what we got to understand. We know the disadvantages, and we deliberately do it, knowing it's going to be harder for us. But we don't think about nothing like that. Preacher ain't telling you stop sabotaging yourself, stop hurting yourself. Preacher ain't telling you that. That's why we keep doing it. Our the religious leaders, so-called, need to be telling us that. You got to stop hurting yourself. You're doing this to yourself. Get some therapy. Get some counseling. That's why I started doing counseling. It started out as a joke. Jeff will tell you, Kevin J. Before I met Gideon, it started out as a joke, y'all, on Clubhouse. I said, man, I need to start counseling y'all. $120 an hour. They threw it out there. I was not even serious. And then one sister reached out to me thinking I was serious. And she said she really wanted counseling. I was like, well, dang, now I got to do it. And that's when I started doing it. And I've been counseling people ever since. But it started out as a complete joke. But y'all need counseling. And that's what I do. That's one of my professions. That's why I get paid for it. That's why people pay me to counsel them, because I want you to win. And y'all getting free counsel every time I do a Sabbath class, and every time, especially when it's related to psychology, that's free counseling right now. I don't charge nobody for this. But some people want a more personal touch, so that's different. But I'm telling y'all, this is what I'm doing. I want you to win. So we do stupid stuff that ruin. Another word for ruin is sabotage. We ruin our own lives, and then we blame the Lord. And y'all know, if we blame the Lord, we also blame other people. Y'all know that, right? Let's move on, Jeff. Let's go to Proverbs 11 and 17. Oh, we're gonna be in Proverbs a lot too. Y'all ever notice that Proverbs got a lot of wisdom in it that deals with psychology? I showed y'all that last week.
Absolutely. One of my
Yes,
favorite
sir.
books.
Proverbs 11 and 17. We got to stop doing this, y'all. We got to stop sabotaging ourselves on a conscious and on an unconscious level. We got to stop doing it. That's what we do, though. All the time. But don't worry, y'all. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. But I can't help you if you're hurting yourself. I can't do it. Right? This is Proverbs 11, 17. Read that, please.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 17. The merciful man doeth good to his own soul, but he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh.
And just to let y'all get some understanding, a lot of times in the Bible, when it talks about your soul, it doesn't mean like that spirit inside of you. Like 90% of the time, when it talks about your soul, it just means you as an entirety or yourself. So this is one of the cases. This is what it says. The merciful man, that means if you're a merciful person, doeth good to his own soul. That means he takes care of himself. Right? But look what else it says. But he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh. So it's telling you right here that if you are cruel, you're troubling your own flesh. What does that mean, to trouble your own flesh? Let me show you how it reads in other translations. See, it's funny when you do psychology, Jeff, and the Bible, and then you go to these other translations, I be wondering sometimes, were these translated by psychologists? Because it sounds very psychology. You follow what I'm saying? When I read their alternate ways of expressing this, right? This is Proverbs 11 and 17, and we're going to read it in the Good News Bible, GNB. What it says right here. You do yourself a favor when you are kind. If you are cruel, you only hurt yourself. So the Bible is telling you being cruel to people does what? Jeff?
You hurt yourself.
What's another word for hurting yourself? Title of this class.
Self-sabotage.
You're sabotaging yourself, self-sabotage. Then we read that it can affect relationships. Being cruel means you're being cruel to somebody, right? You got to be cruel. You can't be cruel to nobody. Cruelty is something that you have to do to somebody, right? You got that, Kevin J, Gideon, Ortega?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Y'all got that? So if you're cruel to somebody, that means you're treating them badly, right? That's what that means. And the Bible says if you treat somebody badly, you're hurting yourself. How is it that if I'm treating you bad, it's hurting me? Because if I treat Jeff bad, and that's my brother, that's a relationship. If I treat him bad, he ain't gonna deal with me anymore. And he was a helpful friend and brother to me. So I just hurt myself. If I'm a married man and I'm cruel to my wife, she will eventually leave me when she was a good wife and she was helping me. I just hurt myself. I just sabotage myself. So the Bible is telling you that if you treat people cruel, you're sabotaging yourself. And we know from reading that article that if you self-sabotage, you're hurting yourself in relationships. You see how it all lining up? The Bible's telling you right there, being cruel to others sabotages yourself. That's why you got to watch how you treat people. You wonder why you don't have any friends. You wonder why you can't keep a relationship. Because you're ruining all of this stuff yourself. You're sabotaging it because of the way you treat people, the way you talk to people. You're cruel. Cruel is a form of treatment. Y'all understand that, right? Clubhouse, come off the mic. Y'all understand that cruelty is a form of treatment, right? You hear about it? That's what that is. It's a bad way that you treat somebody. So if you treat people badly, it's telling you you're sabotaging yourself. Go ahead, Jeff. You got something you want to add?
Yeah, and one of the things, and I know brothers who, because we're taught we got to work on ourselves spiritually, and that transforms to the outside of how you carry yourself, you dress, everything. And the problem is someone that doesn't take care of themselves, that self-sabotages, they start hating on you like you're supposed to just stop what you're doing to appease them.
Exactly.
Amen.
That is exactly right. And this is what I'm trying to show you. You think you can treat people any kind of way and talk to them any kind of way. That's hurting you. Look how it reads in the CSB or Christian Standard Bible, Proverbs 11:17. A kind man benefits himself, because being kind, to yourself benefits you, or being merciful to other people benefits you. He said, a kind man benefits himself, but a cruel person brings ruin on himself. So what this is saying, Jeff, is if you are a cruel person, you do what to yourself?
Bring ruin on himself or yourself.
Which means you're doing what?
Self-sabotaging yourself.
Self-sabotage. See, the Bible tells us ways to stop self-sabotage. It's telling you. Being cruel is the way you treat somebody. One form of cruelty is making fun of people for no reason, lying on them, being mean to them, just being an a-hole for no reason to people. It's telling you bring ruin on yourself. We can't be doing that. That's what I want y'all to understand. And we keep sabotaging ourselves. We sabotage perfectly good relationships. We sabotage perfectly good jobs. We do this to ourselves. And then we wake up one day and we don't like where we are. We don't like our situation. So we start looking outside of ourselves for someone to blame. We never want to say, I did this. This is my fault. I keep telling y'all, 90% of our problems, we bring on ourselves. We do it. But that's not what the world wants you to believe. Preacher ain't going to tell you that. Preacher don't like to teach accountability. Heck, we got entire denominations dedicated to no accountability. Oh, you can sin, it don't even matter. Wow, no accountability at all. That's free gracers. No accountability at all. Meanwhile, Satan just laughing because he's watching us destroy ourselves. See, Satan got a lot of us on autopilot. People be like, Satan out to get me. Satan don't even got to mess with you no more. You want self-check. You hit self-destruct a long time ago. And the worst thing you can do is embrace somebody who's on self-destruct. That's like somebody wearing a suicide bomber wearing a bomb on his chest. And you go and you hug them. They're trying to destroy themselves. What's going to happen if you embrace them? You're blowing up with them. And that's the problem. A lot of us are dealing with people who are self-sabotaging. And if you know they're self-sabotaging and you deal with them, you're self-sabotaging. Oh, it's deep. Let me show y'all some more stuff, though. We're going to go to Ecclesiastes. That's right after Proverbs. Time for y'all to know. This whiny generation bringing all this stuff on themselves. You're sabotaging yourself. Stop it. You know what you're doing. You know the results of all this stuff, and you do it anyway. I don't feel sorry for nobody in this day and age that gets hooked on crack or meth. Unless somebody snuck it into your drink or your food and you got addicted, I don't feel sorry for you when you get addicted. I don't feel sorry for any drug addict, any alcoholic. I do not feel sorry for them. As an adult. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about adults. I give children leeway, because they're children. You get hooked on drugs, don't ask Josh for pity. You can ask me for help, but don't ask me for pity. That's why I said in my book, every addiction was a choice first. Every single addiction. You were not born an alcoholic. You chose to become a drinker, and then you got addicted to alcohol. It was a choice first. You were not born addicted to meth, crack, cocaine, heroin, none of that stuff. You chose to do it knowing you were educated. We all know what this stuff does to people. We've all heard of meth mouth. And you chose to become an addict. Now you want me to feel sorry for you because the addiction has taken away the power of choice. See, now when you become an addict, choice diminishes. It's hard now. And you want me to feel sorry for you? No. You're destroying yourself. We be feeling sorry for the wrong people. We make excuses for the wrong people. That's why they be getting mad at me, Jeff. These women, they be coming for me. John, you talk about our weight. And you're fat. Deal with it. Women are the most belligerent straight shooters on the planet. They don't spare our feelings. Want me to tell you too short in a minute, Jeff.
Tell me about it.
I'll tell you that in a minute. Only date tall men. I don't get in my feelings. Well, I'm gonna find somebody, deal with this 5'9". You feel me? That's how we do. We shake it off, we keep moving. You can't say nothing against women. They get mad. I don't care. If I'm a fat man and you call me fat, I'm gonna admit it, and then I'm decide if I want to do something about it. But my whole point of bringing that up is you knew you were getting fat when your dress sizes went up. Fat don't just happen overnight. You were sabotaging yourself for the longest. These women be acting like they just went to sleep one morning, woke up. Hey, when did y'all ever seen that movie Tim with Tim Allen and Santa Claus? That's an old movie. Y'all let me know in the chat y'all ever seen that movie Tim Allen and Santa Claus, where he accidentally killed Santa Claus and then he starts slowly turning into Santa Claus. But it was still relatively fast. He just woke up and he was just gaining weight. Right? Fat do not happen overnight. You knew you were fat when you got in that dress. You said, no, I got to go buy bigger dresses. When them dress sizes start going up 1 or 2 sizes, that is time for you. That's a wake-up call. Yo, I love this dress and I can't get in it. What do? You keep self-sabotaging. You buy bigger dresses. That's self-sabotage right now. I'm just keeping it real. Don't buy bigger dresses. Slim down so you can get back in your old dress. It's a fact. And then you get out there in the world and let's keep it real, unless we got some real cognitive dissonance going on up in this piece. Y'all know, ladies, that men are more attracted to smaller women. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. I'm not saying no, I ain't talking about no toothpick. Because me personally, I like a little meat on the bone. That's just me. But you can have meat on the bones and still be at a nice weight. That's just me. But I'm saying you don't see anybody doing no commercial about gaining weight. You don't see no women doing that. You see Weight Watcher commercials? There be women on there holding up their pants size, and they tell you at the bottom of the screen what they used to weigh and what they weigh now. They promote slimming down. And it's not just a cosmetic, it's a health issue. And the reason why I'm talking about weight is because eating is one of the top ways in America that we sabotage ourselves. It's just a fact. That's the top way we sabotage ourselves. We have eating disorders. I ain't got no eating disorder. Yes, you do, if you overweight. Like vastly overweight. And I tell women like this all the time. I tell the brothers too. Ask anybody I counsel, even Gideon to tell you. Me and Gideon having a conversation. We just be talking about stuff. I say, yeah, Gideon, man, you need to get in that gym. We just threw it in there. We wasn't even talking about it. I just threw it in there. He didn't get all in his feelings. Hey, Josh calling me fat. Your body shaming me. You know what Gideon said? You right, Josh, man. I do need to get in that gym. And that's what he's doing right now. See, that's how he took that. See, that's how men. See, as a man, I can just tell Gideon just honestly because Gideon wants me to be honest with him about everything. And I just randomly told her, I said, you're right, I'm going to get in the gym. I had this conversation with a few sisters, got every excuse in the book, even told me I was mean. Gideon never called me mean. Y'all see how we sabotage ourselves? See, making excuses is a form of sabotage, by the way. Just in case y'all didn't realize that. That's a form of self-sabotage. That's why I tell y'all, man, we got to stop. Got to start hurting ourselves. Tell the brothers the same thing. I be telling the brothers the same thing. I don't got to say nothing to Jeff because, Jeff already cut. He already got it like that. But I said, I put my own son on the dot. That's a boy. That's a man, young man. I don't say this to women. Johnny will tell you. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be successful. I don't deal with the world as it should be. In a perfect world, brothers and sisters, nobody would care about what you look like. They only be concerned with personality and your character. In a perfect world. Brother Josh don't coach y'all in how the world should be. Brother Josh coaches you according to how the world is. So if I know how the world is, I got to train y'all for that reality. I can't train you for what it should be. And in reality, people who are overweight, men and women, they don't get the results that people who are in shape and athletic get. Not in most cases. But you'll rather sit around in your cognitive dissonance and blame the world. You want to make it seem like something wrong with them. No, something wrong with you because you can't function in reality. So you continue to sabotage yourself. Take me as I am. They ain't going to take you as you are. It just doesn't work like that. So stop self-sabotaging. Right? It's just the truth. Or keep doing it. But don't blame me when you finally self-destruct. Don't blame me. Don't blame God. Don't blame anybody but you. You follow what I'm saying? We go to the doctor say, your blood pressure high. You need to get your blood pressure down. It ain't going to get itself down. You going to blame the doctor because you got high blood pressure, Jeff?
No, sir.
And he the one telling you how to stop it. Right? You can't blame nobody but you. Right? But it's Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. When you get there, Jeff, read, please.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4. Again, I considered all travail and every right work, that for this a man is envy of his neighbor. This is also vanity and vexation of the spirit.
Now, this is Solomon talking, and he's telling people that I consider all travail, that means labor, toil in this context, and every right work, that for this a man is envy of his neighbor. In other words, you got people that work hard to try to achieve what their neighbors have, right? And Solomon's telling you this is pointless. So he's telling you things that he observed. In another class, I'm going to show y'all about that, how we don't really know what happiness is. We want to rely on what makes other people happy and copy that and think that's going to make us happy.
Right.
Like you don't really want a Corvette. You just think it'll make you happy because it seems like it's making your neighbor.
True indeed.
But that's another lesson. Oh, we're going to get real surgically psychological up in this piece, right? Because a lot of y'all need surgery on your mind. You need some brain surgery, right? But read the next verse.
Verse 5. The fool foldeth his hands together and eateth his own flesh.
Now, Jeff, what do you think this means? He folds his hand together and he eat his own flesh. A fool does that. What do you think that means, Jeff?
Sound like a lazy person that just wastes away.
That's exactly what that is talking about. Because in the book of Proverbs, it says that, a lazy person, he folds his hand like, you fall asleep like this. Or you just standing around like this, refusing to work.
Mm-hmm.
It says, a fool foldeth his hand and eateth his own flesh. What this is saying is lazy people destroy themselves. So one way or another way we sabotage ourselves is by being what, Jeff?
Lazy.
Lazy. But don't nobody want to admit, I'm just lazy, man. That's why, I'm destroying myself. You driving on the expressway and you see a guy sleeping under a bridge. We all feel sorry for him, which we should. But nobody ever considered that a lot of people end up homeless because they're lazy. That's not the only reason, but a lot of people do that. See, this is another way you sabotage yourself, being lazy. You can be lazy on an actual job. You can be lazy with your kids. You can be lazy in relationships. People don't even understand, Jeff, that relationships take work.
Yes, they do.
And if you don't want to put in the work, you eat your own flesh, or in other words, you destroy yourself. We don't want to put the work in. And Jeff, I got a whole class on just being lazy.
Yeah, that was a while back too.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna update it.
Remember you
But
used
he folds his hands and he eat himself.
Remember you used the example of this movie that you encouraged me to watch when Wesley Snipes said that it was too cold to go out and look for a job.
Yeah, Another Latham.
Yes, sir.
So it's too cold. And it says in the Bible, the slothful will not work because of the cold. He said it was too cold to go look for a job. Not too cold to go to work. He said to go look. Needless to say, she ended up dumping him. Spoiler alert. I mean, you could kind of see it coming in. You follow what I'm saying? But this is what it says. That's self-sabotage. If you're lazy, you're sabotaging yourself. You got goals and stuff that you're trying to do. I had to tell myself that. Like, there's been times I don't feel like working on my book. I don't feel like going to the gym. But if I don't finish this book, it'll never get published. I never make money selling it. Y'all will never see it. If I don't go to the gym, I'm gonna gain my weight back. It's gonna mess with my health. Being lazy is a self-sabotager. And there's a lot of lazy people out here. Real lazy. That's why I try to encourage people, man, put in the work. At the end of the day, everything I say to y'all, whether it's about weight, whether it's about work, career, relationships, it all boils down to you putting in that work. And if you don't put in work, well, work is needed, you are sabotaging it. Plain and simple. That's why I said he folds his arm, a fool folds his arm and eats himself. He's destroying himself because he refused to put in that work. That's why I be telling a lot of y'all youngsters when y'all come up in here. Y'all got to put in that work. Y'all want to shoot straight to the top. 17 years old. I want to debate, Josh. You ain't even out of school yet. And you want to debate me? You ain't put in any work in these streets. None. Y'all want everything given to you. Put in the work. Because if y'all don't take anything else from this self-sabotaging, know that being lazy is a form of self-sabotage. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, because it's going to destroy you. It can literally destroy you because you ain't going to have no money. You ain't going to have anything to eat. You'll waste away. Or worse yet, your dreams will waste away. See, a lot of us destroy our own dreams because we don't want to put the work in. That's one thing I can tell you about Gideon. When I met Gideon, I will not deny when it came to like the YouTube and stuff part of what I do. Gideon used to tell my Josh, you got to put work in, bro. You got to do more. He just said that's just the way it is. I didn't argue with him. So you got to do more. He was giving me all kinds of tips. I was like, hey man, Gideon working me too. Y'all remember when I first? Some of y'all still around since when Gideon first announced that I was his pastor. Y'all remember? I had to tell y'all, man, Gideon be working the heck out of me. You know what I mean? He don't play about that. Gideon puts in work. That's what he does. That's why he got to where he is today. He put in work. So if you don't put in work, you're sabotaging yourself. And if you don't know where work is needed, just think anywhere that requires work. Your marriage. Oh, Josh, my marriage is just failing. I don't know what to do. You got to put in some work. And your spouse got to as well. Man, Josh, I'm trying to get this book out. I'm trying to get this t-shirt business going. I'm talking to myself now. I got to put in that work. When I feel like playing video games, I need to be working on this book. I need to be in the gym. Because if I don't, I'm sabotaging myself. This is serious business. And we doing it to us. Stop making excuses. Make some plans. Well, let me show you something else. Let's go back to Proverbs, chapter 18. This is psychology, y'all. Go to any college, Jeff, any university. Take this information I'm giving you. Go to any psychology class on this topic. They'll say this guy's 100% right. This university grade stuff I'm giving y'all, both in theology and in psychology. This is university grade psychology and theology that you're getting. I combine them both because I love them both. Y'all got to
Hey,
get your
Josh,
mind right. Yes, sir.
do you already have Proverbs chapter 28, verse 13 in your lesson?
You said 28, 13?
Yeah.
I do not. I do not. No.
No, I
Go
was
ahead
just
and add
reading
it.
that. I was just reading that in another translation. It says, this is probably just really quick while you go, and I thought you had it in your class. I didn't want to say nothing, but it's the ESV. I was looking at it. And I was thinking about when you talked about it before. It says, whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. When you're talking about like just the accountability part and knowing what you're doing wrong and not admitting to those things and how it's self-sabotaging. So I just thought you might have had that in your lesson, but that's all I had. I thought it was a really good.
I didn't, but that's a good one. Right? That's a good one. And this is one of these classes is deep, but at the same time, you already know if you're on a diet, stick to it. I remember when Nautica told me she was on her diet. I had my doubts. I ain't gonna lie. I said, man, she'll be done in about a week. She stuck to it and lost like 40 pounds. That's just Nautica. And still losing weight.
Wow.
60, my bad. That's the last update. The current update, 60.
That's fantastic.
And stuck to it. But I had my doubts. You know, I just clown her all the time. You gonna always be thick. I don't even do it no more. I be calling her grandson thick though. I be boy. I had to move on. Had to find a new partner. You follow what I'm saying? But when I said something about the losing weight, she never got mad about it. She can get mad about it than me, but she did it, right? And all I've ever done since then, Nautica, is done what? Praise and celebrate it. Have I not? That's all I've ever done. I ain't never like, and mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nah, for real, bruh.
Yeah. And what's that gonna do? And that's gonna do for you, Gideon? That's gonna raise your what? What's that gonna raise? Your self-esteem and confidence, right? And your woman is gonna appreciate it. I know that Nee loves you unconditionally, but she can try to cap, nap, or slap. She's gonna love the new buy. She's gonna love it. I don't care what nobody. Let me just put this out here right now. You're supposed to unconditionally love whoever you're with. You do. But don't sit up here and act like you ain't gonna be more sexually attractive to Gideon when he get that six pack and that chest looking right. I don't care. I speak directly. She can try to get to me behind the scenes like Josh. You did not even have to say that. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. See, look, say listen. See, one thing about Nee shoot from the hip. In fact, she don't even shoot from the hip because she always has the pistol drawn. She don't even shoot from the hip. See, shoot from the hip means that you do this. It's an old cowboy reference where it means you shoot straight from the hip. Nah, Nee don't shoot from the hip. Nee always had a gun pointing at you. So she just a straight shooter. You follow what I'm saying? Some people like that. She just a straight shooter. She always got the gun out. But my point is, when you do this, your spouse, your fiance, whoever, they're going to notice and they're going to appreciate it. That's why people say in relationships, I got a divorce. How many times I've been watching Divorce Court? And the man said on Divorce Court, I divorced her because she let herself go. It's a petty reason, in my opinion, to divorce your wife. Until it panned over the camera to his wife. I'm like, you know what, bro? The Bible says you can't get a divorce unless, she cheat on you. But, bro, you feel me? So by her letting herself go, she's sabotaging herself. She's sabotaging her marriage. Same thing with the men. Men let themselves go too. It happens. Don't get the girl, then stop working out. I know a couple that got married 13 years ago. They met at the gym. I'm not even capping. They met at the gym. Second they started dating, they both stopped going to the gym. They ain't together no more. They've been divorced for years because they stopped putting in their work. And everybody in the chat, just to make sure y'all listening, when you stop putting in work where work is needing, that's a form of what? Y'all tell me in the chat. Make sure my prodigy is listening. When you stop putting in the work where work self-sabotage, there you go. Y'all paying attention? You follow what I'm saying? Y'all signing up for a race and breaking one of your own legs before the race starts and then wonder why you lost. That's what we do too, Jeff.
Right.
We sign up for your race. On your mark. Get set. Hold on one second. Okay. Now say go. And then limp to the finish line, dead last, and wonder why you lost. See, that's the worst thing about people who self-sabotage themselves. They do it and wonder why they didn't succeed. That's why I said they do it on an unconscious level. See, when you do it on an unconscious level, you don't even know you're doing it. Therefore, when you fail, you don't even know why. What? I
Also,
said Proverbs 18. Go ahead.
Going back to what you said earlier about taking care of yourself physically. Of course, with women, you're not going to look like you did in high school. You have children aging, you're going to put on some weight. But when you get older, you have to keep yourself in some kind of shape and have some discipline, especially if your husband is doing it. Because I'm 55, but I take pretty good care of myself. I get hit on by women in their 20s all the time in the field that I am. So you got to compete for your husband, even though you shouldn't have. But it's just that's how the way it goes.
Right. Exactly. That's just realism, right? And here you are, 24, 25, no kids, and you already over 200 pounds. Talking about you want a husband and a baby. So if you get a baby, you can already add another 40, 50 pounds on. That's how babies work. Y'all do know that, baby. Anybody in the chat on Clubhouse, if you are a mother, y'all know this. Children add weight. And you already busting 200 and you ain't even got no kids. So I'm telling y'all how men think. So I'm looking at you 200 pounds. You ain't even got no kid. I put a baby in you. That's 240 automatically. 250. And you talking about you want multiple kids. So by the time we got 3 kids, I'm dealing with a 300-pound broad. And then you want the kids back to back. You ain't having these kids 5 and 10 years apart either. Most people, when they have children, they're 2 to 3 years apart tops. And it takes about that long to lose the weight from the previous child.
Mm-hmm.
We don't be thinking about this stuff like this. See, this is real analytical stuff. That's how men think. Hey, she already over 200 and she ain't even got no kids. And she young. She in her 20s with no kids and she's over 200 pounds, which means if she has a child, she's going to get up in the 300 area. And the older she gets, the harder it is to lose weight. Because we all know your metabolism slow down the older you get. We're supposed to think long term. Oh, I'm going to show you that in the book about your health too, Jeff. It's even in there.
Right.
I'm going to show y'all that. See, y'all think, oh, he just saying stuff. No, it's in the lesson. But this is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 7. We're still talking about self-sabotage. 18 and 7. When you get that, Jeff, read.
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 7. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul.
When I was reading that article, what word did I kept telling y'all? Pay attention to that word. There it is again. What word was that, Jeff? I remember. Jeff, you remember? Somebody in the chat remember? When we read the article, we came across that word twice. Anybody in the chat? Close. Not destructive. Destruction. They got it. Destruction. It came twice when I was reading that article about being your destruction. Or you can say destructive or whatever. It says a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. What this is saying is you can sabotage yourself by speaking or saying foolish things. That's a form of self-sabotage, not knowing how to control your mouth. It's a trap. Do y'all see this? See, one thing about stuff like this, that's self-sabotaging yourself. You at a job. You don't like something your boss said, but you need the job. You need the money. And you pop off at the mouth and you get fired. Now you can't pay your rent. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't pay your car note. You just sabotage yourself. Or you can say something to the wrong person and they can hurt and or kill you.
That's right.
You just sabotage yourself. That's why I said a fool's mouth is his destruction. Well, let me show you how this reads in the other translate. See, we don't relate this stuff to each other. We don't tie this stuff together like this, do we? When you look at it like that. This is Proverbs 18 and 7. We're just going to read it in one other translation, the Good News Bible, the GNB. Look what it says. When a fool speaks, he is ruining himself. He gets caught in the trap of his own word. Jeff, what does it mean to ruin yourself?
Self-sabotage or destroy.
Self-sabotage or destroying yourself. Can everybody see that the Bible has a lot to say about things we can do that'll destroy ourselves? Do everybody see that? Do y'all see that, chat? And we do it. We do it to ourselves. We do it. Then we want to blame the Lord. We want to blame the other guy. We want to blame the other woman. No, it's you. You are the author of your own demise. That's what's going on here. That's what I want everybody to understand. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming other people. This talks about relationships, diet. Even in the article, it mentioned relationships, it mentioned diet, health, all that stuff, self-esteem, all of this stuff. You got trauma from past relationships, you bring it to the next one. You sabotage the relationship. You're not even a cheater. You asking yourself, man, I don't even cheat, man. Why am I cheating on this girl? That's not even who I am. Why am I even doing this? Because I fear her hurting me first. Because I got cheated on in my last relationship. So I'm going to cheat on her before she cheats on me. But she's not even a cheater. She's a good girl. So I sabotage my own relationship because I got unresolved issues. This is what people do. And then we go to other people's advice. I don't know why, man. Why would she do that? Why would he do that? Get some therapy. A lot of y'all sisters listening right now know you should be in therapy. You never went to therapy. Y'all don't been through some stuff and y'all think it ain't bothering me. You don't think it is. You don't notice it. That's why I said you sabotage yourself on an unconscious level. You don't even see what you're doing. Then somebody like me comes along and he tries to tell you, then that need to be right kick in. That cognitive dissonance kick in. I don't need no therapy. I'm good. Especially if you got therapy where your insurance will pay for it or public assistance will pay for it. You need to make time for therapy. I don't care about your work schedule. This is talking about your mind, your mental state of well-being. That's the most important thing you got, other than that heart beating in your chest. And a lot of these sisters just walking around traumatic and ain't doing nothing about it. And they're sabotaging themselves. I'm tired of seeing women do this to themselves. Men do. Nobody is telling you you're hurting yourself. And the things you say in a relationship, that can ruin your relationship. You got a good friendship with somebody. He's trying to tell you something. She's trying to tell you something. You pop off at the mouth. You just destroyed that relationship. You just sabotaged yourself. That was a good relationship. You destroyed that. Now he don't want to talk to you no more. Now she don't want to talk to you anymore. You can't even get her on the phone. Can't even get him on the phone because you spoke foolishly and that destroyed, that sabotaged that which was otherwise a good relationship. Am I preaching yet? Am I teaching yet, Jeff?
You sure are, brother.
Do y'all hear me? This is all facts. Don't sabotage. We call it shooting yourself in the foot. Y'all don't heard that term before. You're shooting yourself in the foot. That's what that means. You hurt. You're sabotaging yourself. We don't want to hear about no past trauma. When I was in a past relationship, he did. What they got to do with me? I'm not him. Well, when we were going out together, homegirl, I'm not her. Y'all need to just shut it down. You in a relationship with somebody, and sisters, and he bring up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he bring up like another female that hurt him. Shut that down. I'm not her. I didn't do that. Don't bring that up in here. Just shut it down cold right there. I'm not her. Y'all sisters, let them know. All the sisters in the chat, post it right now. I'm not her. So you'll remember if you, yeah, post in the chat when they try to compare it. All you sisters, just say I'm not her. Post that in the chat. Let them know, cause that's what we'll do. We'll try to put them up there. No, I'm not her. Cheesy. I said all the sisters. I ain't judging. I'm not judging. I ain't judging. Maybe he didn't hear. Maybe he's just trying to get the ball rolling. He's just trying to get the ball rolling, y'all. That's what he's trying to.
He's trying to get the sisters to say it.
Trying to get the sisters, yeah, trying to, But still in Proverbs. Let's go to chapter 6.
You said 6?
We need to tell them that too. Yep.
Okay.
We need to tell them that, Jeff. I'm not him. I'm him. That's what I say. Don't bring no problem. I'm not him. I'm him. The fellas understand what I'm saying. They get Ortega gets it. Gideon gets it.
Yes, sir.
I'm not him. I'm him. Proverbs 6. Y'all better understand that. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. Y'all better take this advice. My prodigies, y'all gonna be off the chain. Cause y'all just gonna have it. Y'all just don't know. This is Proverbs chapter 6. We're gonna read verses 28 and 29. Proverbs 6, 28 and 29. Let's see what else we do that sabotage ourselves. Go ahead and read.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 28. Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned?
That's a rhetorical question, meaning you already know the answer. No, you can't walk upon hot coals without your feet being burnt. Go ahead and read.
Verse 29. So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her, shall not be innocent.
So now we're talking about adultery. We're talking about a man sleeping with another man's wife. Or it can be a woman sleeping with another woman's husband, right? But what this got to do with self-sabotage? Skip down and read verse 32.
Verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
So the Bible is telling us that if we commit adultery, we destroy our own souls. What's another way of saying destroy your own soul, Jeff?
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotaging. And I've seen this happen in real time and in more ways than one. Number one, if you sleep with another man's wife, he may find out and come back and kill you.
You got that
Or if
right.
you sleep with another woman's husband, she may find out and come back and kill you. That's the most extreme way. Another way is you commit adultery with another man's wife and you're married to your own wife. She finds out, she divorces you, you just destroyed your entire family unit. Same thing with a woman. She goes and sleeps with another man. Her husband finds out, he divorces her. She just destroyed her whole family unit. And you would be surprised how many men sleep with married women and how many women sleep with married men. Christians do this.
Right. And Josh. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish,
you
bro.
good? Go ahead.
One of the biggest examples of self-sabotage was King David. Now, King David was, of course, God's anointed. And then he knew that when he saw this woman bathing, that all he should have just turned around, like, I shouldn't be looking at this man's woman like that. And also he went And he went so far as to get her husband killed in a front line of battle. Now, David knew that he should have known that the Most High is not going to let you live happily after ever after what you just did. You think he's just going to sweep that under the rug? There's a punishment that came with it. And he put it on David's household like no other I've seen in the Bible. And also, David could have had any woman in the kingdom that he wanted, but he chose to go with a married woman, and he paid dearly for it, and also his family.
So would you say that David sabotaged himself?
He sure did, big time, brother.
And it's funny you mentioned his household because something going to come up later in the class that's related to that.
Okay, cool.
Right? But like I was saying, we do stuff like this with adultery. Women sit around, oh, he told me he's going to leave his wife for me. He just sleeping with you on the side. And then ultimately, he just stops dealing with you. But you sabotage you. Now you hurt. Oh, he never really loved me. You shouldn't have been messing with another woman's husband anyway. Now you're hurt and you want to blame him alone. No, you sabotage yourself emotionally. This is what we do. That's why the Bible says you destroy your own soul. It's letting you know there are certain commandments, y'all, that if you break them, you're self-sabotage. Now, we know ultimately, if you want to get technical, anything you do against God is ultimately going to destroy yourself. But there are some more than others on this earth that if you do, you destroy yourself. You destroy your family. Now the woman want to get mad and she won't alimony. You take a hit. Shouldn't have cheated on her. You did that. Now you want to stand around with the fellas, man, yeah, my wife divorcing me, man. She taking half of everything that I work for. She didn't put none of this work in this. You know what I'm saying? I got all this money. She came in broke. She need to leave. I don't heard it all. But why she leaving, bro? Well, she caught me with a cousin. So you did that. Yeah, but she still that. No. You did that. You sabotage yourself. You losing half of your possessions and paying alimony and losing custody of your kids because of your infidelity. So I got men that get mad at me who's in that situation if I told them. Well, that's the reality. You did that. You had a good wife. You had a good wife. She was loyal. She cooked. She cleaned. Submissive. All that stuff. You cheated on her, and she got mad and she took you to the cleaners. And now you want to blame her? You did that to yourself. That's self-sabotage. See, that's another thing. When we self-sabotage, we want to blame somebody else. We don't want any accountability in what we did. Me and my wife were arguing, and I backhand her in the mouth. Now I'm sitting in jail. She ain't had to call the police. You didn't have to hit her in the mouth. You did that to yourself. She wasn't getting violent with you. You got violent with her. See, we don't understand. We do stuff. And we hurt ourselves, and then we want to blame the people. No. And adultery is one of the things we do. We mess with other people's spouses. And then when that situation blows up, like Jeff gave the example of David, but David took his medicine. David did not blame nobody else. He took his medicine like a man. That's what he did. We don't like to do that. You on drugs. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. You picked them drugs. You knew what crack do. Come on, man. You know what meth does. Come on. What you tried for? This ain't no new drug. Hey, gee, I wonder what it does. You know what it does. And now you want me to feel sorry for you. because you chose to sabotage yourself and your future. If you know what happens and you do it anyway, that's conscious self-sabotaging. We don't be thinking, we don't look at it like that though. We don't look at it like, I'm doing this to me. We want to blame everybody but the right body. And you are the one who are doing it. And then I sit you down and we get to talk about it. And I'm just asking you questions. Well, who idea was mine? But I don't want to hear no but. Who decided to do this? Mine, but I don't want to hear that. If every answer starts with me or mine, then I don't know who else to blame. Well, let's move on, Jeff. Let's go. Still in Proverbs chapter 8. Some of us right now need to just look back on some past relationships and just be like, you know what? I messed that one up. You just need to just own it. You know what? He was good to me. I messed that one up. We just need to just say that. Same thing. She was good to me, man. I had a good one. I blew that. That was me. I blew that. I sabotaged that. You got people, every relationship they were in, they messed it up. And then they'll get with you and still insist they're not the problem. No, you know what you did. You do. You didn't get that job. You know what you did. You dropped out of college. You know why. You end up in prison. You know why. Why we playing, Jeff? Like we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We just be destroying ourselves. And we want to act like it's somebody else's fault. No, you did that. That's all you. You did that. You go online and you're flashing your money and then wonder why you end up with a gold digger who used you for your money and dumped you. Man, these girls out here, man, these women, they ain't worth nothing. No, you did that. You put out a bait for a gold digger, then tripping when you catch a gold digger. That's what I don't understand. We put out bait for certain creatures, and then when that certain creature show up, we act surprised.
Right, exactly.
You're supposed to act surprised. I know guys that hunt deer, and they put out deer food to trap the deer, and then they get mad because they get to the trap and the food gone, and they'll catch a raccoon, somebody eat like some other animal. You know, they mad. This is my deer bait, man. These raccoons and stuff, they eat my deer bait. You follow what I'm saying? That makes sense to me. But what type of deer hunter gonna put out deer bait, and then when they catch the deer, like, what the deer doing here? But that's what we do. Same thing with the ladies. They go on Instagram and they flash their breasts and their bodies and everything else, wearing short skirts and stuff. Why can't I get a good man? The guy, he's all in my DM. All he want to talk is, smashing. Are you kidding me? Then you get with him, and that's all he want to do is have sex with you. He don't want to marry you. He don't want to build a family with you. He don't want to do anything. I don't know why. See, these men just ain't no. You're self-sabotaging. That's what you're doing. If you dress like a 304, then you're going to attract a pimp or a player. That's what y'all don't understand. He says, I don't know why it's not working out. They're in my deal. All they want to do is talk about sex. That's what you're selling. I mean, is it really that hard? These guys be killing me. Women and men. Men, you gold digger. You don't want flashing your money? Who's it for? It ain't for me. Who you flash the money for? Only thing rappers ever rap about is how much money they got and how much women want them for their money. That's all they ever rap about. And going to strip clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You brag about money that women want you for. And then when the women show up for the money, you mad. That's self-sabotage. If you don't want a gold digger, stop sabotaging yourself and attracting them. It's really that simple. It's a lot of stuff we got to wake up from, y'all. That's why Satan ain't even worried about half of us. Y'all be killing me. Satan, he's after me. You know what I'm saying? Dude, the devil's after me. No, he not. Devil ain't after you. You won't self-check. You ever been in a managerial position before, Jeff? Where
Uh,
you just had to be in a manager position in anything.
oh yeah, group leader at a factory. Yes.
Yes. Nautica, are you still there? You a manager, right? Nautica, have you? I know that everybody can't hear you, but they can hear what I'm saying to you. Nautica, if in a manager position, if you went and you checked on your employee and they're handling their business, you don't need to be all breathing down their neck, do you? No, because they doing what they're supposed to be doing. So why in the world would the devil be after us, y'all, if we're on self-check? We're sabotaging ourselves. Satan ain't studying a lot of us because we automatically destroy ourselves. Well, I be laughing at a lot of Christians. Satan, I had to tell Satan last night to get out because he was trying to, man, stop the cap. Satan ain't studying you. Satan ain't even worried. You think Satan worried about people destroying themselves? Seriously. Satan is worried about people who is trying to get away from him and overcoming self-sabotaging. That's who he's worried about. He ain't worried about his people that's already doing their job. That's your job for Satan, to destroy yourself. And we destroy ourselves. But let's keep going. We getting close. We read Proverbs chapter 8 already, right? Did we read up?
No, we didn't read. We didn't read 8.
Okay, let's go to Proverbs chapter 8. What'd you say?
What's that?
What-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go there now. Proverbs 8, 34 to 36. This is talking about wisdom. Proverbs 8, 34 to 36. Bible got a lot to say about that. What you say, Gideon? Oh, that's on Blog Talk, and it's just telling me how much time I have left before going to the overtime of it. That's coming from Blog Talk. Yeah. Yeah. And then once it counts down, it's telling you you're in the overtime. So it gives you 3 hours and then plus an additional hour of overtime. Proverbs 8, 34 to 36. Go ahead, please.
Proverbs chapter 8, verse 34. Blessed is the
Go ahead
man
again.
that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors.
So this is personifying wisdom. It said, blessed is the man hears me, wisdom, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my door. Continue.
Verse 35. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
It said, but he that sinneth against me, wisdom, wrongeth his own soul. And that word in the Hebrew means like to do harm or violence to yourself. Do y'all see this? This is saying if you don't listen to wisdom, you're hurting yourself. What's another word for hurting yourself, Jeff?
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage. That means if you don't listen to wisdom, you're sabotaging yourself. If I say you're wronging your own self, you're doing yourself wrong. Hot mic, Gideon. You got to mute yourself, Gideon. Yeah. That's what this is telling you. And a lot of people hate wisdom. This is wisdom I'm giving y'all right now. You come in the room trolling and playing games, and you're supposed to be listening to this. You hurting yourself. You ain't hurting Brother Josh. That's why when I try to tell people stuff, they want to fight me, get mad at me. I'm trying to tell you, man, you're sabotaging yourself. You heard okay, whatever. You love death. That's what it says. It said, he that hateth me, love death. Love death means you want to die, Jeff.
Mm.
A lot of people are on a destructive path and they don't want to turn from it. And all you can do if you try to get involved is go down with them. That's what that is. You do not want to be involved with somebody who self-sabotages because they will take you down with them. You do not want to ignore wisdom when it is brought to you. That is self-sabotaging. We can't be sabotaging ourselves, but it still gets deep. Let's move on. Let's go to Ecclesiastes again. And after that, we're going to take a trip to the Apocrypha.
Right.
Ecclesiastes 7. We just ruin everything. Ruin our careers, ruin our goals, ruin our relationships, ruin our friendships. Just sabotage, sabotage, sabotage ourselves. That's all we do. And the preacher is not telling you how to stop. Just pray about it. Just pray, sisters. The Lord gonna send you. You saying that to a girl that got 3 baby daddies. The Lord is gonna send her a husband. Whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, brothers. Just keep searching. You're saying that to a guy that got 5 baby mamas. He's sitting right up in your church. When you should be telling them you need to stop sabotaging yourself. That's why you keep getting all these babies out of wedlock. You're sabotaging yourself. You're doing it wrong. You're hurting yourself. That's what we're supposed to be telling them. Preacher don't want to tell you to stop sabotaging yourself. Because you're going to get mad and you're going to leave and your time money going to go with you. So he's going to tell you what you want to hear. A lot of people don't want to hear that they are the author of their own destruction. They don't want to hear that. So they're not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell y'all that, like it or not, donation or no donation. I'm going to tell you like it is. You are the problem. Stop making excuses. I'm not saying every bad thing that happens in your life is your fault. I'm not saying that. 90% of it is, though. You don't like where you are in life? Go back and think about the choices you made. Think about that guy that was interested in you as a woman, and you did not reciprocate that interest because your self-esteem was too low. Because you got hurt by another man in a relationship and you just couldn't believe, you just couldn't accept that there's a good man out there who actually liked you and wanted to be with you. Nope, all men are dogs. I say it like y'all be thinking. All this trauma that you caused. Now you want to project that on somebody else. You're destroying that. You don't even want to try anything new because your self-esteem is low. Oh, we're going to talk about negative energy too. Oh, that's in this class.
Mm.
Oh, that's in here too. Self-sabotaging. Negative energy. That's in this too. Y'all need it all. Because I want y'all to win. I want y'all to win so bad. I want to win too. That's why I be telling y'all how it is, right? But I said we're Ecclesiastes 7, 1 verse, 16, 7 and 16. Read that, please.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Notice that Solomon is telling you here, Jeff, if you try to be too righteous or too wise, you can destroy yourself. What does it mean to destroy yourself, Jeff? What's another way of describing that?
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage. But how do you be overly righteous? That means you're always fretting over, am I righteous enough? I'm gonna try to go to the extreme. You're always worried that you might have said something or did something that was inappropriate. Right? That's what it's called being overly righteous. You're trying to be so righteous that it's starting to destroy you. Same thing with wisdom. You're trying to sound so wise that it's destroying you. See, this is self-sabotage. You're walking around here trying to be too righteous, more holy than everybody else, or thinking that I gotta make sure I say this, I gotta make sure I do this, right? You're doing too much, as we call it. You're being extra. You don't want to be like that. You're destroying yourself. You don't got in your own. That's why Solomon said, why will you destroy yourself? He's telling you doing this destroys you. So you don't want to be overly righteous, and you don't want to not be righteous at all. You want to find balance where you're just doing right. You're not doing too much and you're not doing too little. And a lot of us lack that balance. And we get frantic and we start going overboard. And you will destroy yourself. See, we don't even think about stuff like that. You did not know, did you, Jeff, that if you try to be too righteous, you'll destroy yourself.
Bro, I was just thinking, I was like, I never heard that explained that way. So yeah, definitely, I never heard it like put like that, man.
Yeah. And one way you can do that is if you're worried about what everybody always saying about you. Or what everybody think about you. Now you feel like, oh, I got to be more righteous. And now you're over righteous. Now you're coming off as self-righteous. You're trying to be overly wise. Now you're coming off as a know-it-all. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You follow what I'm saying? Now you don't destroy yourself. See, you can even destroy yourself from that, Jeff. Self-sabotage. And this happens in relationships. This happens in the job place. You're doing too much. Your husband can't stand it. Your wife can't stand it. Your co-workers can't stand it because you're trying to do too much. I want y'all to understand these things. This is self-sabotage, y'all. That's that mentality. A lot of us got it. I know a lot of y'all learning some stuff today. I hope you apply it. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to C-Rock. We're going to go to C-Rock. Oh, yeah. See, what I don't start doing, Jeff, I don't start turning Sabbath classes, not all of them, but turning Sabbath classes into counseling sessions, therapy sessions. But it's good, right?
Right.
Because a lot of us need to hear this stuff. We're going to C-Rock chapter 10. I know it's not easy to hear, all of it. It's not easy to hear. But you ain't got to listen to them. You can just keep sabotaging yourself. This C-Rock chapter 10, this verse 29. This is talking about how if you don't respect yourself, I'll let you see it. Sirach chapter 10, verse 29. You there, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 29. Who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul? And who will honor him that dishonoreth his own life?
So it's asking the question, who will justify a person that sinneth against themselves? That means they're doing something to harm themselves. But then it says, and who will honor him that dishonoreth his own life? What this is saying is, Jeff, if you don't respect yourself, nobody else will. Did you know something like this was in the Bible? Telling you that if you don't respect yourself, nobody else will? Did you know that, Jeff?
No, this was a first for me.
This is telling you that. So guess what, sisters and brothers? If you don't respect yourself, that is a form of self-sabotage. This is telling you that if you don't honor yourself, nobody else will. That's a form of self-sabotage. And you wonder why nobody respects you. You don't respect yourself. And not having respect is a hindrance. Y'all know that. If nobody respects you, they don't listen to you, they don't take you seriously. Y'all see how that works? This is why I be saying stuff that got me canceled on Clubhouse. I talked about the sisters. Look, the way you dress, I don't care what nobody says, men and women. The way you dress is a reflection of self. Period. If you walking out with your cleavage and everything all showing, and you got your shirt open, showing a halter top, showing your cleavage, wearing real short skirts, you're going to get the respect, the merit of respect that goes with a woman who carries herself like that. And now that it's in the scripture, now I can justify not respecting you because you don't respect yourself. My respect is not unconditional. If you don't respect yourself, I'm not going to respect you. And a lot of y'all have no self-respect. You're dressing like a 304.4. You're just like a 304.4. Turn it upside down and pronounce it. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're dressed like a 304.4. And wondering why you don't get the respect of a lady. That's what you're wondering. As a man, you don't carry yourself in a dignified way. You don't respect yourself. You're hurting yourself and you don't respect yourself. I'm trying to show y'all how to get respect, men and women. But y'all don't want respect because you don't respect yourself. That's self-sabotage, right? If you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody else gonna respect you. If you don't respect yourself, isn't that self-sabotage, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
This is what the book is telling you. And people be tripping. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Because ladies get disrespected more than men do. That's just a fact. Some of it is deserved. Some of it isn't. But if you put yourself out there, if you present yourself in a disrespectful way or a self-disrespectful way, then don't be surprised if people don't respect you. I say all the time, you got to teach people how to respect you sometimes. You got to teach them how to do it. And ain't nobody going to learn how to respect you if you don't respect yourself. This is what we have to do. This is self-sabotage. And y'all go out here and y'all sabotage your respect, sabotage yourself because you don't respect yourself. And then you wonder why you can't get that respect from a man. I've been trying to tell y'all sisters that. And believe it or not, if you don't take care of your physical health or your weight, men feel like you don't respect yourself. You don't care what you look like. If you go through this world like you don't care what you look like, not care what they think you look like, if you walk through this world like you don't care what you look like, that's how you're going to be treated. Because people are going to see that as you don't respect yourself. Don't you know working out and going to the gym, men and women see that. That's a discipline. You see a woman who stays in the gym and working out. You see a man that stays in the gym and working out. That's a form of discipline. You see some overweight woman with no kids and no excuses. That shows you she has no discipline. She can't commit to anything, even her own health. She doesn't respect herself. She don't even respect herself enough to try to take care of her own health. Same thing with men. So how you expect anybody else to respect you? Self-sabotage. It all makes sense, don't it? Y'all tell me at any time if I said anything that don't make sense or you can't keep up with. Do everybody understand this? Y'all keep it real with me. I bag it up. You know, I ain't talking about nobody who just walked up in here. Jeff, Ortega, Kevin J, Gideon, anybody on Clubhouse, y'all disagree with any point. Speak out, because I want to hear it. Because a lot of stuff I'm saying is cliches, I don't know what anyway. Y'all don't heard this, how you expect anybody else to respect you if you respect yourself. You don't heard that a million times. Y'all just probably know it was in the scriptures. Go ahead, Gideon. Exactly. That is correct. Save yourself. Or not. But the Bible is very explicit about stuff that we do specifically that sabotages ourselves mentally. We make choices. And I'm putting it out there. And if you're sensitive about it, I understand. I totally do. But what are you going to do about it? Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I ain't lied not one time. That's what we do. We sabotage ourselves in all kinds of ways. Relationships, goals, jobs, careers, friendships. That's all we do. And want to blame everybody else. I got a homework assignment for y'all. At some point, stand in the mirror and think about all the decisions you ever made in your adult life and where you are now. And be honest with yourself. And ask yourself, really, the reason why I am where I am today? Who really put me? And if you're honest with yourself, you're going to say you did it. And if you don't like where you at, that means you sabotaged it and you did it. And if you come to that conclusion, you are well on your way to healing, to achieving your goals, to finally understanding what was holding you back. And now you can move forward. That's why I'm telling y'all this. And I'm showing you what you got to do. Well, that's the first step. Understand that, yo, I did this to me. I did this. I had a good relationship. I had a nice guy. And then I didn't trust him. I had a nice girl. I didn't trust her. So I ruined it. You'd be surprised if you really, like, if you're around my age, I ain't talking about y'all like early 20s, but if you're around my age, like 43, you'll be surprised how many past relationships or even opportunities, not even a relationship, just Shawty was feeling you and you just let that go. Or homeboy was feeling you and you just let that go. At my age, you'd be surprised how many you look back on and you like, you know what? I probably should have gave her a shot. Or I probably should have got with bruh. Bruh probably would have been all right. We probably could have been doing something. You'll be surprised if you just look back on it and be like, dang, I sabotaged that because I was afraid. Or I was traumatized from a past relationship and I did try to respond and she immediately picked up on it. Nah, nope, I don't want nothing to do with that. Or maybe you're in a relationship right now and you're blowing and you don't even see why. But don't worry, counseling sessions, $120 an hour. Hit me up if you're interested. I'm just letting y'all know I'm available. And people have come to me and I have helped them, according to what they say, tremendously.
Good.
I get results. I get stuff done. Let's move on. We already read that. Still in C-Rock. Let's go to chapter 30. Oh yeah, we doing it. We getting at it. C-Rock chapter 30. We're going to read 21 and verse 23. We're going to read verse 21, then we're going to read 20. I want y'all to pay especially attention to this one because they're talking about that negative energy. And we're going to read it in the other translations. You're going to be able to see it here. This is negative energy. This is what self-sabotage is. C-Rock 30, verse 21. Read that, please.
C-Rock chapter 30, verse 21. For better it is that thy children...
Whoa. Hold on. Whoa. Are you reading out that little red apocrypha?
No, I'm in the Septuagint, bro, but I have it handy if you need it.
Okay. No. It may be like that. Look on Ortega's screen and just read off the screen. All right, Jeff, if you can. Can you see it?
Okay, yeah. I just got to get close to the screen. C-Rock
Okay.
chapter 30, verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself and thy own counsel.
Look what it says. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. What does this mean? This is talking about how you think. This is your mentality. It said, don't give your mind over to heaviness. That means sad stuff, negativity, sorrow. And then it says, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. Your own counsel means your own thoughts or your own advice. It's telling you don't afflict yourself, meaning don't torture yourself with your own negative thoughts. Why is it telling you not to do that, Jeff? Because if you do, what will you be doing to yourself, Jeff?
You'll be destroying yourself, or in other words, self-sabotage.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me there are places in the Bible that tells you that if you focus on negativity, you will destroy yourself? You'll sabotage yourself? That's in the Bible. That's why I said don't give over your mind to hell and afflict yourself in your own counsel. Skip down and read verse 23. Watch what it tells you what you got to do.
C-Rock chapter 30, verse 23. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein.
It said love your own soul. In other words, love yourself. A lot of people who sabotage themselves don't love themselves. You have to love yourself and comfort your heart. But then it said, remove sorrow from you. That means move negativity and sadness from you. A lot of y'all are destroying yourselves. You're sabotaging yourself because you dwell on negativity and sadness and depression. And you have people who are that way around you. If you got negative people around you, remove them from you. It says, why? For sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit in it. It has literally killed people, and it has metaphorically killed people. If you are around people who are negative, that is self-sabotage. Do y'all understand that? People with negative energy, that is self-sabotage. You trying to work on the project? Well, I don't know, GD. I don't know about this, man. You know, ain't nothing wrong with what you're doing. They just all negative. Don't support you in anything. Remove that person from you or those people from you. Jeff, man, you've been in the gym, man, but I'm just saying, man, you could be better, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you, Jeff. Somebody talking like that, remove them from you. That's negative energy. It kills you.
True indeed.
It said, remove them from you because it has killed many. Don't give your mind over to that. But what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how this reads in other translations. Now, these are not on eSword, but I got the link, Ortega. I'm going to send you the link so you can be able to post it on the screen for everybody else to see. And then you'll just be able to scroll down. There you go. I just sent it to you. Go ahead and share that, please. We're going to read this same thing in 2 other translations, and then we only got 2 more places. I keep telling y'all, man, this self-sabotaging mentality, I know it stung a lot of people. I know it did. But guess what? It is what it is. We're going to read the same thing we just read. Scroll up to the top. Scroll all the way up to the top. We're going to read the same thing in the Good News translation. Go all the way to the top, Ortega. All the way up. Because you're going to have to, okay, go down till you see the translation. Go down a little bit. Right now. Right? Now, look what it says in the Good News translation. Hold up. That's the wrong one I sent you. X out of that. X out of that. I am so sorry. Let me pull up the right one. Give me 1 second. X out of that. Close that out, please. This is the one we want. That's what I had open last. Let me give you what I was looking for right here. This would be C-Rock 30. Hold on to that last one I gave you, though, because we're going to come back to that, all right?
Yeah.
30 and 21. And I sent you the wrong one because I had closed it out by mistake. Let me pull this up right here. Here we go. I'm going to put this in your message right now. There we go. This is what I want. Click on that, please. There you go. That was quick. Now, this is the same thing. Look what it says. This is what it says in verse 30, and then we're going to skip down to 23. I'm going to show you how to do that. This is the Good News translation, C-Rock 30 and 21. Now, listen to this, Jeff. Don't deliberately torture yourself by giving in to depression.
Wow.
Dang.
You see that? Deliberately torturing yourself by giving in to depression. Now, you see that top arrow, the one on the right, behind the 21. You see that, Ortega?
This one right here.
Not that one, the other one.
This one.
Click on that. Click it again. Scroll down. Now, this is what it says in verse 23. It says, enjoy yourself and be happy. Don't worry all the time. Worry never did anybody any good, and it has destroyed many people. Having negative thoughts, always worried about something, that sabotage yourself. That's you sabotaging yourself. Go back and click twice until it says 30 and 21 again, please. That's why you got to get off them around negative people. Okay. Now, go down and read it in the CEV, this contemporary English version. This is what it says right here. Don't stay sad for too long or look for reasons to be upset. Do y'all see this? It said, don't stay sad for too long or look for reasons to be upset. Y'all all know a lot of people like this in your life, and you live with them. All that negative energy, and you put yourself around them. Self-sabotage. As long as you stay around them, by choice, because everybody can't do it, but by choice, you're sabotaging yourself. Now go back up and click the twice until it says 23. Look what it says in verse 23. So enjoy life and forget sorrow, because sorrow never helps and it has destroyed. Do y'all see this? That's self-sabotage. You focusing on negativity. You always worried about stuff. You're sabotaging yourself. Always scared something bad gonna happen. Worried about the end of the world all the time. Self-sabotaging. That's how we destroy ourselves. That's how we destroy relationships. How many of you ain't got to speak on it. How many of you have ever been in relationships where your partner just so negative? Not necessarily about you, just about in general. Give me a dub in the chat. You ever dated somebody like that? They always negative. Always got something negative to say. All that negative energy. Talking about we need to burn some sage. No, you need to burn your partner. That's what you need to do. I'm finna burn some sage to change the energy in here. That ain't gonna change nothing. What the heck is wrong with y'all? They be killing me with that. Yeah, these sisters, whatever, burn some sage in a minute. I got some sage burning. How's that working out for you? Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Y'all know sisters will burn some sage in a minute. Ain't ever once said to themselves, maybe I'm the one bringing all this negative energy up in here. All you doing is perfuming your house. It smell positive up in here. It smell positive, but the energy is still the same because you are the one causing it. We don't understand this. You doing the self-sabotage. This is the crazy stuff we do. Rather than just admitting stuff, we try to come with alternative methods. You can burn sage, incense, cigarette, smoke, blunt. I don't care what you're smoking up in there. It's you and your negative thoughts. Stop it. We're going to go to C-Rock chapter 18, and then I'm going to have you post that other one, but not yet, or first. This is talking about your, I'm just going to show y'all. We're going to go to C-Rock 18. You know what I'm saying? People be killing me with this stuff. I'm going to burn some sage. I got some sage burn. What's the purpose of sage? It's supposed to get rid of that negative energy. So you're going to smoke the energy away. You know what you think? No, it's you. Stop self-sabotage. There's a few brothers that try to, we're going to burn some sage and all that, but I mostly hear sisters say that. No, you need to burn that negative attitude you got. That's what you need to do. But this is C-Rock chapter 18. And we're going to read one verse. 19. Read that, please.
C-Rock chapter 18, verse 19. Learn before thou speak and use physic.
That's right.
or ever thou be sick.
Now he said, learn before you speak and use physic or ever you be sick. Now, I could break this down to y'all, but it's gonna be so much fun when Ortega shared it. Share that first link that I sent you, Ortega, and then we got one more after this. So y'all can see what this is saying. And let me make sure I get there too while I'm telling him. I ain't even. This is C-Rock 18 and 19. Look how I read in the Good News translation. Look what it says. Know what you are talking about before you speak, and give attention to your health before you get sick. What? Wait a minute. Health advice from the Bible, Jeff?
Mm.
There it is.
Health advice. Two things I told you. Know what you're talking about before you speak. Y'all know I say that one too much. And give attention to your health before you get sick. And weight is a health issue. Just ask your doctor. But I talk about overweight, sisters get sensitive. That's a health issue. It said give attention to that before you get sick. And y'all do know that being overweight is related to a lot of health issues. High blood pressure, heart disease, cholesterol, bad joints, back hurting. I can go on and on. Ain't nothing but benefits to you losing weight. The BMI is not a European standard of beauty. It is a health standard. They're telling you that your frame, your skeletal frame, depending on your height, is built to only hold so much weight before it becomes an issue. But overweight also has other health issues. And it's telling you right here, give attention to your health before you get sick. Look how I read in the New Revised Standard Version, the NRSV. Before you speak, learn. And before you fall ill, take care of your health. Telling you you're supposed to be taking care of your health before you get sick. This Bible. This Bible. This ain't Josh. See, when I said, oh, he's so mean, can you back up a little? No, it's your Bible telling you this. Contemporary English version. C-Rock 1819. Know what you're talking about before you start speaking and look after your health before it fails. Don't wait till you got your cholesterol too high to do something about it. Don't wait till you don't want no 3-4 dress sizes to do something about it. Don't wait until you got to buy bigger pants and a belt, a longer belt before you do something about it. It said, look after your health before it fails. And most importantly, don't wait for Brother Josh to call you fat before you do something about it. This is for you. Let's go to the last one. You're sabotaging yourself. If you wait until you get sick to think about your health. That's what we do. We don't want to prevent stuff. We want to wait. Then you got heart medication and all this stuff. What's wrong with your heart? It's working extra hard to carry around all that weight.
Dang.
We don't even think about stuff like this. You get offended because I care about your health? This ain't an appearance issue. But let me tell you something. God knows what he's doing. We forget that sometimes. Do y'all think it's a coincidence that biologically we tend to be more attracted to thinner people than we are to bigger people? God set that up. God let stuff happen to us to let us know something bad is going on. When you start seeing yourself getting big and fat and whatever, that's God's way of giving you a physical representation of what's going on the inside.
Right.
You're looking bad. Some people say sloppy. I don't use that word. But they say you're looking sloppy. Sloppy mean a mess. That's why I try to tell y'all all of this stuff is about you sabotaging yourself. You're even sabotaging your health. What we read in that article, Jeff, it said the woman who was on a diet eat the whole tub of ice cream. They call it stress eating. Just break the diet. Right? Men do this crap too. Then your self-esteem get low because you don't gain a lot of weight. Now your self-esteem low. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what no woman says. They care about their weight. Not enough to do nothing about it, but I mean, they're sensitive about it. You call a woman fat. She is not going to be happy about that. But she the one sitting around getting fat. You call a man fat. He'll laugh it off, but he the one sitting around getting fat.
Dang.
This is the truth. This is your health. You sabotaging your own health. A lot of us know that the health we are now, we shouldn't be eating some of the stuff we eat. I go to Golden Corral. I am not lying. I saw a 300 and estimated. She had to be about 340 pounds. She's standing in the buffet line. On God. Taller than me. Taller than me. 340 pounds in the buffet line. She should have been arrested. They should have just locked her up. You're under arrest, ma'am. Dang. What crime did I commit? Self-sabotage. I'm just telling y'all the truth. And it was like a older woman too. That means her family ain't saying nothing to her. She like she's old enough to at least be a grandmother. You got a 300 plus pound grandmother in a buffet line. Where the hell is your family? Why they letting you do this to yourself? Or maybe they can't stop you. Right? This is a health thing. See, the Bible talk about your health. It said take care of your health. All this stuff is related. Blood pressure, cholesterol. He's always talking about going to the gym. That's your health. Our body is a gift from God. Our health is a gift from God. Every time somebody goes to the hospital in your family and it's something that's serious or life-threatening, aren't you praying, Jeff? Ortega, Kevin J, Gideon? Aren't we all praying? Chat room? Tell the truth. We all praying, aren't we? You know? We all praying. That's a fact. I know I do. But don't nobody want to say out loud that grandma had a stroke because grandma is 300 and some pounds. Or grandma had a stroke because she smoked cigarettes her whole life. Daddy had a heart attack because all he ever did was eat fattening foods and didn't take care of his health. But all of us outside the hospital praying for their well-being when really they sabotage themselves. Ooh, that's insensitive as hell, Josh. I got somebody in the hospital right now. Think I have it? My mama had a stroke 2 years ago. Doctor told us plain it came mostly for her smoking cigarettes her entire life. I was the one, along with my youngest brother, who refused to buy her cigarette. When I got in this world, I said, Mom, I'm not buying you no more. I take you to the store to get them. I'm not buying you any. And when other people in the family asked me why, I said, because God forbid, if something ever happened to her because of that, I can honestly say with a clean conscience, I did not play a role in it. But the facts of the matter is, and I was out there praying, and even though I knew that she mostly did it to herself, I still prayed for her. But at the end of the day, self-sabotage is self-sabotage. I just thank God that he had mercy on my mom. She's okay. But we be in the hospital, by the bedside, standing outside. Dad got to get a triple bypass surgery. What's wrong with his heart? Is bad hearts just genetically in our family? In some cases, that be the case. We know that. But dad laying up in the bed, he's 5'10", 290 pounds. We gonna pretend like he didn't put himself up in there? Of course, that's not the time to say that outside the hospital room. That's just insensitive. And it would be even more insensitive at a funeral. You're at a funeral and a 250-pound woman laying in the casket, she's 5'4". We're gonna all sit around and act like she didn't there. Even in the movie Soul Food. Y'all seen that movie Soul Food? Some of y'all, it's old. Big Mama died. Y'all remember? But it told you in the movie every Sunday, all they ate is junk. They didn't eat anything healthy. She had to get her leg amputated, which is a sign of diabetes. When you talk about limbs getting amputated, that's diabetes. You mean to tell me this grandma didn't know she was diabetic? Of course she knew. We sabotage our own health, and then we get terminally ill conditions. We want to call the whole family. Y'all need to pray for me, man. You know, we be having our family, man, pray for me, man, that the Lord bring me up out of that. Yeah. Are you going to change your diet after he bring you up, raise you back up? Are you going to do that? See, I ask questions like, I pray for you, bro, but you got to make some life changes. The doctor tell you that. See, that's self-sabotage. See, that's the one that really hurts. That's when he really hit you in the heart when you're thinking, because I know we don't lost a lot of loved ones. And when the calls come back of how they died, nobody really sits down and think, dang, this is so preventable. You mean to tell me my grandmother died because she was diabetic? And when she was pre-diabetic and she found out she didn't do anything about it? Because diabetes don't just kill you. You got to keep doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's manageable. It's a very manageable condition. I ain't talking about stuff that we can't control, like, like cancer and stuff like that. I'm talking about stuff that we can control. This is your health. And we sabotage our own health. That's why I was super proud of Sister Nautica when she sat down one day and told me, Josh, you will see, I'm finna get in here. You finna stop calling me thick. I wasn't calling her thick to insult her. I just got thick on the brain. I say it all the time. Ask Big Baby, he'll tell you. But I guess she took it as a personal challenge. And she put in the work. And she don't lost 60 pounds. Right? Yes, Nautica? Exactly. Exactly. Nautica just said that the doctor sat down with her and told her that she got to lose weight or she gonna end up on some medicine because her cholesterol was starting to get high. And y'all think I just be saying this stuff because I'm silly, which I am. And that is one of the reasons why I say it, but it's also real stuff. Yeah. Ariel said give a hand clap of praise for doing that. Y'all get some W's in the chat for Nautica for doing that. Because that takes discipline. Yes, sir. That's right. You can't do 60 pounds by accident. You can't do and I'm gonna get my jokes in because that's what I do. You follow what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my jokes in, because that's just what I do. But it's all out of love, right? I can joke about your weight if I'm encouraging and inspiring you to lose. You follow what I'm saying? I think that's free eats right now. I get to do that. You know what I'm saying? I get to do that. But I just wanted y'all to know. At the end, the Bible tells us We sabotage ourselves by not taking care of our own health. We didn't even know this was in the Bible. Ironically, it's in a place in the Bible where it was removed from the mainstream Bibles. Ain't that crazy?
Hmm.
Let's go to the last one. Proverbs 11:29. We got to stop sabotaging ourselves, y'all. We got to stop. Stop being around negative people. You know these people negative, and you stay right around them. You got the choice. You can separate from them. You do it. You're sabotaging yourself. Bible told us to avoid negative people, negative thinking, negative thoughts. Tell us to avoid all of that. We do it anyway. How to get your self-esteem high? I gave it all to y'all today. Psychologically and theologically. If you were here from the beginning and you've been taking notes and you've been paying attention, this is a lot of information that you took in that will change your life. You should have a whole new outlook. You learn some stuff about yourself. You can be better. You can stop sabotaging yourself. I think it's empowering to know that I am in control. I think that's empowering. That means I can fix that. That means I don't have to look like that. I don't have to live like that. I don't have to be like that. That's what that means, don't it? But this is last one, Proverbs 11:29. Read that, please.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 29. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart.
And this is what I was telling you I was going to go to, Jeff, about the household when you mentioned David, right? How he brought all that on his house. Look what it said. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind. That is saying, sisters and brothers, you can sabotage your own house or your household, your family. It said if you sabotage your own household, you're going to inherit the wind. That means you're not getting anything, right? You end up with nothing. How do you sabotage your own house or your own household? You bring trouble on the house. You the head, and you got a beef going on with another gang, and the gang comes by and they shoot up your whole house with everybody in it. Or you bring a lot of drama in your house for all these other reasons we've been reading about that people self-sabotage. You bring all this drama on your own house, and you're going to end up with nothing. And then it says, and the fool shall be the servant of the wise. In other words, you're going to lose everything, and you're going to end up being a fool working for people who are smarter than you. That's what ended up happening. That's why you at the bottom and they at the top. That's the reason why they the boss and you the employee. That's why they make the big bucks and you scraping by with minimum wage. Because you trouble your own house and you end up with nothing. This is what the Bible is telling you. A lot of us trouble our own house. That's why our kids are out of control. You the head, right? You make all the decisions, right? Why your household out of control? You trouble in the house. You're not doing your job. You're not putting in the work. Remember, I told y'all if you're not putting in the work, that's self-sabotage. Didn't I say that, Jeff?
You sure did, brother.
That's a form of you troubling your own house. If your household is out of control and you are the head, that's your fault. You sabotage that. And you're going to end up with nothing. So, sisters and brothers, I have shown you what the self-sabotage mentality is. And a lot of us have saw it even in ourselves. I just hope that you take this to heart, because at the end of the day, if you have the self-sabotage mentality, the only person you can blame when you finally self-destruct is you. We'll be back after the brief announcement. All right, everybody. We made it to another one. Praise God. He let us live to see another week and make it through another Sabbath lesson.
Amen.
Right? We'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. Everybody. For all of y'all who don't know, we have Sabbath classes every week, every Sabbath here on Discord. We open up the room first on Clubhouse at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try to play some nice music for about 30 minutes, and the class starts on Clubhouse, YouTube, and here on Discord around 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anybody is interested in making a donation, if you just feel blessed by what you're hearing and want to show some support, and I know a lot of y'all feel blessed by what you're hearing, I can tell, right? You can do so one or two ways. The first way, of course, is through PayPal, using our email address. My mods will be posting this information in the chat, just in case you miss it, right? Using our email address, which is absolute Bible truth forever at yahoo.com. That's absolute Bible truth, the number 4, EVA at yahoo.com. You don't spell out the word, you actually type the digit 4. So that's absolute Bible truth forever at yahoo.com. And of course, the other way you can donate is the way most people donate, and that's through Cashapp, using the Cashapp tag, which is money sign, capital ABTM, lowercase s. Again, that's money sign, capital ABTM, lowercase s. And it just simply stands for Absolute Bible Truth Ministries. Now, Ariel, are you here with any announcements you want to add? If you are, please come on Discord, and I will bring you up. Come on Discord, and I will bring you. Also, if anybody got any questions, we're doing the Q&A now. So just raise your hand, and we will get to you in the Q&A. I'm trying to see if Ariel's about to come. Ariel, do you have any announcements? You can let me know, so I'm waiting to see. Are you there, Ariel? Okay, he's not anywhere near his mic. Okay. Well, I'm going to go straight to my pizza. Yes, Gideon. Praise God. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Johnny will tell you too, man. I got Johnny in there hitting it hard. Like, got him on that treadmill. I got him 3-4 miles a day, every day. Right? If you just do that, just alone, and just watching what you're eating, you'll slim down tremendously. But y'all see in the Bible, I brought it all the way to the end, where I showed you that the Bible said, man, we got to take care of our health before we get sick. You follow what I'm saying? And weight is a form of health. That's a health issue. That's why your doctor weighs you. That's one. It's two things that the doctor do when you first get up in there. Take your blood pressure and put you on the scale. That's the first two things they do. And you gonna sit up here and tell me that because
All
I'm
right,
telling you, you
YouTube.
need to lose
I'm about to
weight?
end the stream. But come in on.
Hello, mute
You
yourself,
can.
video.
Oh, they can hear me. Oh,
Mute
I
yourself.
thought I muted myself.
Yeah,
My
I
bad.
get
My
you.
bad. My bad.
Yeah. 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 But I was like, and you trying to tell me I'm a bad guy
All right,
because I'm
YouTube man,
about your health?
hop on the
You
Discord
follow what I'm
if you
saying?
guys want to watch
Especially
the
for older
rest.
people like myself
Link in the
and Jeff
description
and
if
Kevin
you got a
J.
question. So if you're on
Speaking of
YouTube,
which, Jeff,
hop in the
anything you like to add about
description
today's
below.
class?
Hit the link.
Oh yeah,
Join in.
most
Raise your
definitely.
hand.
This is one
And
of my
yeah, love you
favorites.
guys.
I'm
Appreciate y'all.
glad
Y'all
to
be blessed. Y'all be
participate
safe.
in this one as much as I did as far to